Morning,
he went
Drew.
from Sean Payton to now McDaniel. He certainly has got the right offensive minds to get him right. If there's a get right in that kid, he better get right.
Well, there's a well-known beat reporter in Denver that I'm not going to name names, but I just frankly don't like. I'll just be honest. And I know that at the end of the year, he was saying that a lot of people in Denver had praises for Zach, but like I hear a lot of things. You know what I mean? When you watch sports, you hear a lot. I gotta see it. You know what I mean? I gotta see a lot of it to believe it. And like, I think we all come to the offseason with optimism. Like, for example, Dolphins signed a guard that I love yesterday, James Daniels. They were in the Dre Greenlaw bidding. They went cheap. They didn't get him. Like, I you know, how you, Buckeye, feel that your team is putting yourself in position to win 5 games or something. I feel like Miami's putting themselves in position to win like 7, 8, like, in the middle of the pack, kind of what we've seen now. You can't jump to a conclusion like that after, not even 24 hours of, the open and free agency. But man, I look at the Dolphins roster and I'm like, dude, we need 2 safeties. We need another guard. We need a number 3 receiver. We have 1 defensive lineman who's a starter under contract. Like, there's a lot of need. So it's like, I don't know, man. I will say that the teams that I view as the best franchises in football, the Ravens, the Eagles, the Chiefs,
The Giants just signed Javon Holland.
I texted PD that a little bit ago. I had heard that from an agent.
Sorry to interrupt.
Wait, it just happened now?
Yeah.
It just broke now, Buckeye?
Yeah.
PD can attest that I sent it to him before we got on here.
When was it?
45 million.
3 years? 45?
Yeah, put it in the jumbo. Let me see. Please. June, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
But you notice those top teams are remaining kind of quiet. You haven't seen the Ravens sign anyone. You haven't seen the Eagles. Like, being big winners on day one of free agency. Like, I'm not going to try to – I'm not trying to rip the Patriots. They paid and added a lot of good talent to their team, but they paid a premium. And I'm not sure that there's, any of those guys, maybe with the exception of Milton Williams, that I'd really be excited to get. And Milton got $26 million a year.
I'll be honest, Neil, outside of locking in Fields, because I think there was going to be a market for him, I think we overpaid. The Jets overpaid everybody, too. I don't know why we were day one like teams. I didn't feel being day one on safeties is wild to me, man. We saw last year what the NFL thought about safeties. Those safeties sat there for weeks. Now there's day one safeties.
Yeah, but Buckeye, that's when your team has a need and fills holes, you got to do it. You got to not splash. You have to react right away. And I see this Muji guy is already pushing dead cap down the road. So every GM does it, Buckeye. It's not just your buddy.
The only thing he did that look, the age of these guys, he went young. I respect that. Like I respect that part. I was hoping outside of getting the quarterback, we weren't going to be a day one team. Like I feel like it's you get raked over the coals.
Well, Andre Cisco, I think, is definitely an upgrade to whoever your starter was last year. It's 1 year, $11 million. That's fair market value. That guy at Syracuse, he was a ball hawk. I think he might even have. Sorry about the beeping. I should wear my seatbelt. But I think that was a nice, solid move because they needed. They really needed 2 safeties, and I know they tendered Tony Adams, but I think that's more of a let's get a placeholder in here. So at least they have a tandem of starting safeties. I see. I like the Fields money. I will say that I was shocked that he got $30 million guaranteed, but that's just the price you pay for a quarterback that has interest on the market. Like, you give me Fields over Rodgers, you can give me Fields over almost any quarterback that's available, but Darnold. And at that contract, I take Fields over Darnold at that contract. And then I will say this: I wouldn't have too high of hopes for Brandon Stevens. I know that he was. I thought Antoine Staley had a nice tweet yesterday about what happened with him last year in Baltimore. But he was a running back at SMU who I think moved over to cornerback once he got to Baltimore. But I'll be honest, I like the Cisco move a lot. I think he's a guy that can play center field in the Jets secondary. And then I would keep an eye because I think next year line safety Kirby Joseph is an unrestricted free agent. So I wonder if Aaron Glenn tries to shoot his shot there and go after a player of that caliber in free agency. You got a quarterback, so if it doesn't matter what side of the 34 fence you're on. I think you're going to have fun watching at least the Jets this year with Justin Fields at the helm. He's an exciting player to watch. He has his warts like a lot of young quarterbacks, but it's a lot better, I think, watching Justin Fields than Tyrod Taylor, and that's just my opinion.
Hey, Javon Holland just got 30 million guaranteed.
Wow. Mark Fields, good morning. And then Dom.
Oh, wow. Good morning,
Mark
Pete.
Fields. I like Mark
Good
Fields.
morning, everybody.
Hey,
Well,
hey, Mark.
What's your
Oh, wait.
thoughts?
Mark, I just gotta say, I'm excited to hear your takes here, man. I have my popcorn. I'm not lying. I'm drinking some whiskey. Meaning, I
Mark, let's
I
start
want to
this
hear
right.
Mark's thoughts here.
OH.
All right, let me ask a couple. Well, I want to ask,
Oh
I haven't talked to Pete
gosh.
since this happened, so I want to ask you, Pete, what are your thoughts on Justin Fields?
I mean, I'm happy. They have a mobile quarterback, and give me a second. I'm in the deli.
Oh,
You
you're
go.
good. Well, I woke up this morning and my mind started racing about Justin Fields because I'm like, all right, let me challenge all my assumptions about this. I actually got up early and started watching. I need to rewatch his games um, and try to understand what was working and what wasn't, and what will the Jets do. I mean, listen, Neil. There's no bigger identity shift for a football team than when you change your quarterback. And
Well,
this is a
Mark,
complete
I'm
shift.
back.
I mean, you're going from a first ballot Hall of Fame guy who's getting to the line of scrimmage and reading things pre-snap to a guy now, like Tanner Engstrand and Steve Hyden, like they just became the most important guys in the building. And let me get my earbuds reconnected because
All right, Mark, can you hear me? You guys hear
No,
me?
I hear
Yes.
you.
yeah, I
You
hear
got,
you,
you got
Yes,
Pete.
we
the
can
All
hear
right,
you,
earbud.
Pete.
all right. Sorry, I want to make sure Mark's hearing this. Mark, I'm actually happy. These guys are going to be here for a few years, Glenn. You could see what they're doing, and I'm going to give this kid a chance. I like the fact that you could RPO with this guy, and I want to see what Brees Hall could do. There's no excuse for Brees Hall now not going off this year. Pause. So
Hey, where's
Pete,
the
you're
guys
gonna
Denver
have
was supposed to bring? I mean, where's the guys that were going to follow Glenn from Detroit
I don't
and
care about
Denver?
that. I don't care
Oh, you
about that.
did care, Petey. Yes, you did. You
I
said they
don't
would
care
bring
right
some of
now.
their own
So what?
guys. They would bring
Get him,
some of their
Hector.
guys. It's telling us something.
look.
Well, you were going to pay. I wouldn't have
Hey,
paid Carlton Davis $20 million a year.
can I
Sorry.
I
go
would
to
have paid
way too
Reed.
early?
Also, I guess Barnes re-signed with the Lions, so that's probably what kept Shearwood here. But I agree. I'm actually glad that we were day one buyers because I'm so tired of the Joe Douglas wait until midnight to sign somebody. But that's more of a that's neither here nor there. Other than I'm just tired of the Joe Douglas regime, like not getting out of the gate right away. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Fields, I think you're right. Maybe it portends to the type of quarterback we do want in the future, in terms of the RPO style. Uh, like uh, like was just mentioned, Stevens and Cisco, they both had down years last year. But you know what? That doesn't mean that they don't have potential to bounce back. And you needed to fill out that secondary, and you couldn't do it all in the draft. So and also, they're three. Like Cisco's a 1 year contract, and Stevens is a 3 year contract. So and with not all of it guaranteed. So to me, these are just people that if they play well, great. And like in a year or two, with a couple of drafts under their belt, like maybe we'll just if they don't pan out, we'll forget about them, and either we replace them with other people or we draft better, and maybe Stiggers actually does something in year two, if as an alternative, if that's the thing. But yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, overpaying. Well, that's what you do in free agency, unfortunately. But I'm glad that the secondary, has some players in it where it's incomplete still. You still need like a in the box safety. Maybe that'll come later in free agency, or maybe we get somebody on day 3 or something like that. But yeah, like to me, I'm just glad overall that that we were buyers in day one, and what happens again doesn't mean it doesn't mean we're playoff bound, but we got some guys and we'll see what we can do with them. And Justin Fields is young, has upside, and we'll see if this is the year where he can make the connection and read the field better. And then with Hegstrom, we'll see what he does in terms of his development too, making Fields better, and then we'll see what happens. That's it.
Hey, remember everyone on Twitter said that Douglas bid against himself on Kinlaw. No one else was even interested in Kinlaw. What happened?
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff, though.
What
When
happened? It
you
was not
yeah,
only Joe Douglas was interested in Kinlaw. He bid
right,
against himself.
but
That's
when you
all I
look
heard.
at
He's
his
the fact that Justin Fields
season
is.
last year,
Go
though,
ahead.
Buckeye, who in their right mind would give that guy 15 million after what happened?
I guess there's some people, and again, he had a bad year for the Jets, but I guess there's some GMs that see untapped talent. And by the way, the GM there is a pretty good GM with the Commanders.
He got paid the same as Javon Holland.
Yeah, let's get
Pretty good
Yeah,
GM with the
let's
Commanders.
get to Dom. Good morning, Dom, and then Steve.
Good morning, boys.
What's up?
How's
Morning,
everyone
Dom.
doing?
Great.
Hey, yeah. So I completely lost my train of thought. But yeah, listen. I mean, I was pretty vocal and adamant when it was all happening. Like, I wasn't overly excited about the idea of having Justin Fields here. And I will say this about the contracts that were doled out, not only by the Jets but by the league. You saw what the increase in not only the increase in the salary cap, at, gave to the teams, the influx of money that's being thrown around the league, but also there wasn't too many super elite prime free agents. A lot of those guys got plucked off before they hit free agency. So, I mean, the salaries 2 years, I mean, $30 million guaranteed for a starting quarterback still puts him like 21st overall. That the average annual value is 21st overall. So he's a bottom of the, he got paid as a bottom of the, market starter, except for the guys on the rookie contracts. The deals that, the Cisco deal, who I actually like Cisco a lot. I think that's a really good signing.
It was a 1-year deal, right, Don?
He's young. Correct. He's
Yeah.
young. And you're banking on he's a phenomenal athlete. Somebody who actually has ball skills in the middle of the field. Something that the previous regime, obviously, their scheme didn't really predicate around that. But it's a different. The guys that are signed. You signed a 26-year-old. You re-signed a 24-year-old in Sherwood. You signed a 24-year-old in Cisco and a 27-year-old in Stevens. Like you didn't pay top of the market. All those guys are in the bottom 20, or not, I don't even think they've reached top 20 in their positional value, with exception of maybe Sherwood, who's paid towards the top of the off-ball linebacker market, but that was the market. I don't think that there were overspends. I know that a lot of people don't like the guy Stevens. I mean, full disclosure, I just don't know about him, so I can't really say. I do know that he's versatile. I do know that he's going to be used, and he was used a lot in Baltimore, and probably will be utilized here for his skills, not only as a run defender on the edge, but as a blitzer as well. Again, these are things that the Wilkes scheme is going to kind of bring in and integrate that that Salah and Ulbrich didn't do. And I mean, how many times do we sit on this space pining for something different than just the cover 4 shell and sit back and bend and don't break? Well, we're gonna get it, and hopefully that these guys that are coming off of down years. Cisco had 3 really good years, and then last year that defense kind of crumbled. Again, I'm not making excuses for him. Statistically, he was down last year than he was the previous years in Jacksonville. But I think a lot of that had to do with the defense not playing very well. Stevens, I don't know. I got nothing to offer about him because I don't really know much about him, other than that they really liked his run ability on the edge, and they used him to blitz and those lightning and thunder blitzes from the outside, those zone dogs and stuff like that. So hopefully they see something, they see upside in these young kids and can develop them. That's what you want. That's the goal when you bring in a new head coach, right? Especially one from the defensive side, especially one that was a defensive back, that they see something that they can hone and
Hey, Dom,
develop.
does the first day signings, in your mind, give any guidance to direction of what you think the Jets are thinking in the draft, or you don't think that's developed yet at all from what you saw on the first day?
Listen, I mean, I can deduce just like anyone. The one thing I will say, and I know this might go against the grain, but I'm happy that we didn't spend big, or we didn't spend at all, but I'm happy that we didn't spend big on the defensive line, because I think this defensive line in the draft is an area that's so rich and so deep of outside of the running backs and and arguably the tight ends. I think the defensive line class is really deep. I think you'll be able to pull a lot of effective players and starters, late into rounds 3 and 4. So that's good. I mean, if I had to guess right now, tight end, defensive end, or defensive line are 2 areas that we didn't address in day one. So maybe that's where they're honing in and targeting. The right tackle spot still needs to be addressed. So that's the areas after day one that I would kind of hover, but I think there's still some time to go. Buckeye, don't rule out trades too. I don't think that I think that there's some guys that are waiting for things to settle before teams are, talk to them a little bit more. Again, take it for what it's worth. This is just somebody off of Twitter that I read, but there's grumblings that the Jets were actually interested in possibly reuniting another Buckeye in Chris Olave, but the concussions that he had last year kind of, I guess, scared them away, so on and so forth. So I don't know if that was recent. I don't know if that was last year. I don't know what it was.
His price tag
but
will
I
be
did
cheap,
just
I'll say
recently
that.
read that. Yeah, but then you're in the same boat as, now you're trading for a guy. You have 2 years on, so the cost is going to be a little bit more, right? And then you got to worry about, not only re-signing him, but re-signing Garrett. So, if I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze. If you're talking like,
Yeah,
a second round pick?
they were in the same draft, right? Both of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is the juice worth the squeeze for a second round pick? I'm not sure. And that's not a knock on the player. Love is a great player. But the concussions is an issue, and then you got to worry about having to, appease both him and Garrett. And is Olave worth Garrett Wilson money at $30 million? I don't know. Can you get away with paying 130 and 120? I don't know.
Hey, Dom, one
Just my
thing you're
thoughts.
seeing with these contracts, I think Sauce and Garrett Wilson, whatever everyone thinks they're going to get paid, it's going to be more than that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and listen, I watched Twitter yesterday blow up. Well, literally Twitter blew up, but that's for another topic. But when it was working, every signing that came out, somebody from some team or some fan or some commented, holy overpay. At this time next year, all these overpays are going to be median, middle of the road contracts. So what a dollar today ain't worth the same in a year. especially if the cap keeps going up.
Mark, just jump in, and then Steve.
Yeah, let Steve go. I lost my train of thought. Good, Steve. Good morning.
There we go. June, our day has come, baby.
Yes,
Congratulations,
it has. Congratulations, Steve. Congratulations.
Wait, what day is
Justin
this? I'm
Fields. What do you
lost.
mean?
Where the fuck is Coach? Where is he?
Oh man,
I'm glad
Yeah,
someone's talking about
yo,
Justin Fields. Good, Steve.
I am excited about him. Look, he was the best they were going to do, to be honest with you. And there's a good chance he doesn't hit and become an all-world franchise quarterback. But you know what? He's the best swing we were going to get. So I'm cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think the way they're doing it this year, somebody touched on it earlier. I think they're signing all these younger guys that you kind of think, hey, if they got more of an opportunity or they're in the bad situation,
Mm-hmm.
now they're here. And if we hit on them, great. I think this year, in the perfect world, they win the Super Bowl, but that ain't happening. I think they're hoping to be kind of like Detroit was a few years ago. Maybe they come up just short of the playoffs and they say, look at that. We had to clear out all that debris. We got some young guys we can build around. Now we'll go in. Maybe we'll get a quarterback or somebody else. We have more money. And watch out next year. I really think that's the way they're gonna go about doing that this year.
Steve, I
yeah,
have
and
a
there's
question
not a
for
lot
you.
of risk.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark.
No, there isn't a
There's
lot
not a
of
lot of
risk.
risk neither.
Steve, here's my question for you, and then Jared. Steve, so as currently constructed, how many wins do you think this year?
We keep
You
talking about
still can't.
wins.
You still
You
can't
can't. You
do that,
don't
Mark.
know because
Yeah,
the draft ain't even
All
here
right, I
yet.
can't
Don't
mute
do that.
Jaron, so I'll just mute this space. Last time I checked as a co-host, I'm allowed to ask questions of speakers into the listener section. So
Oh,
again, I'll ask
what you asking
Stevie,
damn,
what's the
June.
sense of? Because come on, man, listen, I had to listen to a bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with Justin Fields. All right, I have my first question about Justin Fields and the team, and folks try to run me over, and I can't ask a question. What are we
But
doing?
the
It's the
question
most
you
important
ask is,
position on the football team. I'm allowed to ask questions, June.
but the team's not fit. You're asking how many wins we get after day one
You
of
didn't
free
listen to how I
agency.
asked the question, June. I said, as
17,
currently
Mark. 17.
constructed, what do you think? And I
17.
did not ask Buck. I asked Stevie. I've heard enough from. I want to hear Stevie this morning. Stevie,
4
as
wins.
currently constructed, what do you think? I'm asking for an opinion. What do you think?
The way it's going,
4 wins, Mark.
the way I think they're going to sign guys here in the value, and if you kind of go up right around there, I'll meet you halfway. I'll say around 6. However, I think it's a competitive 6. And I think that's what they're going for here. They can sell the whole, hey, we're a guy or two away. We played the Bills really tough. And if you give us another receiver, here we go. So right around 6, something like that.
Stevie is currently constructed. I'm right there with you. I think they've moved from 3 to 4 to like 5 to 6 because there's a handful of teams that just can't handle a running quarterback. But there's some personnel. There's some clear, in my mind, there's some clear personnel coming into the draft they're going to need if they're going to make it work with this quarterback. Jared, go ahead.
Morning, fellas. What's going on?
What's
3014.
going on,
What's
34?
up,
How you
Jared?
30,
doing?
30,
Yeah.
3014. What's going on?
Early prevailing.
Oh
Early
man,
prevailing,
boy,
Jared.
all
Hey,
we do
can
is
I
win.
change
It's a,
my
it's
profile picture to 5'6" now, Mark, please?
All right, this
If you mean
is.
competitive in
Hold on.
2056, you sure can.
This is my mute. Fuck 3 and 4. All right, not the 34 team. Fuck 3 to 4 wins. Okay, it's not happening. So you guys
Look,
can
no, no,
move
no, no, no,
on.
no. Wait,
Have that
wait,
loser
wait, wait,
mentality.
wait,
Just
wait, Pete. We never said wins. 34 don't stand for. Mark started that whole
Yeah, they
bullshit
don't believe
about
in
3
wins.
4 start for 3 to 4 wins. We never said 3 to 4
this is
wins.
that. How is it still dooming June? How is it still dooming June? Sorry,
It's
Jared.
not
He's building
doing.
a culture.
It's not doing June. Once again, we never, not once have anybody on this 34 team have said 3 to 4 wins. We never said
You're
that.
still
Hey,
saying to
June, did
tear
you
it
notice that?
down.
Hey, June, did you notice that Mark just co-signed that Justin Fields is going to have more wins than his beloved Aaron Hall of Fame
Wow.
Rodgers?
Yeah.
Did
You
you
know
did you
what?
notice that?
a
I
beautiful.
just noticed that. I just now
It's a bit.
noticed that.
June. We were told that we didn't know how to build a football team. Well, it
Yeah,
looks
we
like the
were.
Jets
We
are
don't.
starting to listen to a
We
lot more of
definitely
what we're
don't.
Wait,
saying.
so Mark, you're not even intrigued with Fields that he could develop? What if the Jets actually
Well, I
get this
want to.
Mark? But if the Jets get this right, then they have their guy, right?
Pete, I want to have the conversation about all that, and I'm happy to talk about how they could make it work with Justin Fields, but instead, and I understand talking about all three guys that they added, but the only Cisco I care about is the guy who wrote the Fawn song. I don't give a shit about this other guy that they got.
But Mark,
And I
it
want to
was a
talk about
glaring. But Mark, it was a glaring weakness. We had no
it's a glaring
safeties.
song too.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
This guy's an asshole.
I want to talk about how are they going to make this thing work with Fields, and Neil got the popcorn, and that shit's getting stale and old at this point. And we need to really talk about how in the world are they going to make it work with Justin Fields and with this line, and with with what does this mean for the draft? Like, this is
One
exactly what
receiver.
I think we should be talking about. That's
Run
what
the
I
Mark, can I
ball,
want.
ask you a
run the
question?
ball, run the ball.
Mark, can I ask you a
Yeah,
question?
yeah, sure.
3rd and 3. 3rd down and 3. Does the offensive play calling now have options to call now as a play caller? Like, are there options with the Justin Fields that we didn't have with Aaron Rodgers?
So I'm one game in to my watch party at Justin Fields, and I watch him try to operate under center with some botch snaps, and I saw them get behind the sticks a lot. Like, I'm talking like third and 13 and shit like that. So I'm a little bit more concerned about can they get ahead of the sticks than now they can run forward for 3 yards. Can they, like, what is this going to look like? Like, this is a complete. I'm surprised with this move,
Mark.
and with the horses up front.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do they knock it? I feel like Tyler Warren at 7 is a lock.
But
I would
Mark,
go Armand Membu.
Mark,
Go
but
Membu.
but
Go across the
Memble,
line.
Memble
Mark,
all day.
Mark, but you still. I'm sorry, man. The options have definitely changed. Like, now you can say, Mark, now you could say, all right, let's get Garrett Wilson on a 4-yard out. Justin Fields can run. You could give a freaking run option pass to Brees. Run the RPO. You could do that to
Am I
Brees.
wrong to say our O-line this
It's
year
better.
coming in is better than what Pittsburgh had last year?
No.
See,
You're
we're doing it
absolutely
again.
100%. Yes, you
We're
are
doing it
1,000% correct.
again. See, this is why you
Yes.
can't trust the 3-4s. I'm going to explain. Let me talk for a second, please. All right. The Jets were a solid pass pro team last year. Okay. This was, by the way, with Morgan Moses largely starting like all year long. Once Smith gets hurt, then you've got Fashanu in, who is a known pass protector. Now it's going to be year 2 for him. You got to presume he's going to be better at pass pro. Like, that's what the line looked like up front. What were they awful in last year?
Run protection.
The ball.
Dead last in run game, run scheme. Like, a lot of missed assignments.
They were
Assignments. It
awful.
was a joke up front.
Mark, they were awful in short yards. How many 3rd and 2nd and 1s did Rodgers throw? 3rd and 1,
Yes.
throw. Mark, they
Yes.
were
Yes,
awful
yes.
in that. And I love
Okay.
Aaron. Pause. I love Aaron Rodgers, but still, like, they were awful.
He checked out of runs and the passes all day
I
long.
mean,
Now let
I
me
know. And we ignore the fact that they couldn't run the football. And
yeah,
so he's like, well,
Mark.
shit, if we can't
Yes,
get a yard, what am I supposed to
Mark,
do?
Mark,
Well,
come
Mark,
on.
Well,
Go
Mark,
ahead.
Mark, and I kept trying to tell you this for months about if the Jets signed Justin Fields, what direction that they were going to go in. They're going to run the football a lot more with
run
Justin Fields.
first and a
They're going
whole lot.
exactly.
Absolutely.
The
And that's
philosophy on the
terrific.
offensive line is going to change. Like, the
I'm
run
making
scheme
a
is going to
point,
change. The
and I
personnel
made
is
a
going to
point.
change.
All right. And I made a point that listen, philosophically, I'd love if they ran the football. I was hoping they would run the football and have a commitment to running the football with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback and turn him into a play action passer. And now they're like, okay, well, we've got Justin Fields, we're going to run the football. And they got rid of Keith Carter. Now Steve Hyden again, like this guy becomes one of the most important guys in the building because you're going to have to figure out how to make these guys who were dead last as an offensive line when it came to running the football and getting pushed. Like, now
So you went from the worst mobile quarterback in the NFL to the second best mobile quarterback in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
That's great, but last time I checked, this isn't boxing. I care about what happens with the whole football team. And so when you listen,
yeah, but Mark,
you
you're
don't
just
think
talking. You're not making a point.
away. All I've been doing is making points. All I'm hearing is bring in more like Buckeyes and turn this thing more into a college football team. The playbook is going to look like a highlights magazine rather than a professional playbook. Like, this is what they're going to be doing next year. It's going to look completely different up front. on offense. Completely different.
Hey,
Not,
Peter,
I mean,
Peter.
not really. I mean, because Justin Fields fits the.
Not really.
No, I don't think really because Justin Fields he fits the prototype in terms of what quarterback that they want to try to go after. They want to try to go after a much more mobile quarterback that can help extend the run game. That can also run off
Every
platforms.
team's going.
It's
They're
There,
a,
go.
Every team
they're
will
gonna
be
play.
seeing bringing guys in the box to stop them run the ball. They got to get weapons on
Yep,
offense. There's
yep,
nothing else out there.
Yeah,
yep.
their best bet is to try to control the clock, run the ball effectively. You have a yin and a yang to Brees Hall and Braylon Allen. Fields is definitely I think Lamar, Jaden Daniels are the only two guys that I think are probably better rushing quarterbacks. I know you don't agree, Mark, but like this is where you could take a guy like Armand Membu and just absolutely
Yes,
build a bully,
yes.
and like keep Josh Allen's of the world on the sideline and extend plays. Fields has got some limitations as a passer. There's no doubt, but one thing you got to consider is the version of Justin Fields. I think that comes to a lot of our heads is the Chicago Bears version. I
Mm-hmm.
do believe that a year in Pittsburgh, from a development standpoint, probably did him a lot of good. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where Membu makes a lot of sense. I will say, Mark, that Tyler Warren does make sense for them because I think they have one tight end on their roster, and when you have a quarterback that does have some limitations as a passer, it's good to get him that security blanket that operates kind of underneath. I'll throw a curveball out now that you have a great mobile quarterback. Is there any interest from any Jets fans that if he's there, Ashton Gentry at running back?
Oh, jeez.
Not
Okay.
at 7.
they take Jenny. Brees is
Yeah,
gone. Brees
so
is gone. He's getting
can I
traded.
say?
Gone.
I would do it
Can,
in a second, though. For
see,
me,
Yeah, yeah.
see
oh
you,
God.
Brees.
Okay. Can I say two things, please? I'm getting
Yeah.
God.
This is okay.
Yeah.
So two things. The first is that if you watch Justin Fields play, and this is in like my watch party I had before he became a Jet. I'm going to do this again. But what I saw was him getting the ball to George Pickens a lot. Like he was the release. Like Pickens was a feature. Okay. The other guy who's a feature is Fryermuth, and the Jets don't have a version of that. So if basically what we want to see is another year of football where Garrett's getting doubled and tripled and no one's really worried about anybody else, and now everyone's got the defense is able to cheat on that, then yeah, skip out, get another lineman and skip out on Warren. I think that'd be I think that's like a mistake, and then you're adding a mistake to it. It's like going from the frying pan to the fire if you don't get Tyler Warren at 7, based on
Yeah.
how the currently constructed. Here's the second thing I want to say, and then I will rest on this, okay? All I hear now is, Mark, don't you understand? Justin Fields was 4-2 as a starter. So I pulled up the 6 games. Jet fans, I want you to really hear this in the listener section, not the folks that have already convinced themselves this is a great move and that now the offense is going to look right. Did you know that in the games, the 3 of these wins, the Steelers scored 18 points, 13 points against Denver, and then 20 points against the Chargers. It was the defense that held teams to 10, 6, and 10 points.
Can
So
we not go back to?
before
Can we
we
not
do
go back to the defensive
cartwheels
ranking?
over this new, like,
Mark, we have a
Hold on,
defensive
hold on,
coach.
Petey,
hold on,
hold
But
on.
Yeah.
that's why I
hold
think
on.
Eric Glenn likes him.
Hold
Can you
on.
repeat the teams that he beat? Can you
Before
repeat
we
the
start
teams that he beat, Mark? Who were the 4 teams he
I
beat?
would like to complete my point, please. Before we start doing cartwheels about an electric jet offense with a mobile quarterback, the scores and the games matter to me more than someone's narrative coming in here and saying what it's going to look like.
Right. Who were
That's
the
all
4
I'm
teams
saying.
that he beat, Mark? Can you repeat that?
Yeah, it was Atlanta in week 1.
Yep.
It was Denver in week 2. So the
Denver.
game that
Okay,
the
Denver.
Jets lost 10 to what was it? 10-6.
Got it.
10-9?
Got it. The Hall of Fame gold jacket lost to them. Go ahead.
Jeez, dude. Buckeye, you've already convinced yourself
No.
that this is going to
Please.
be great.
Please
Yours already open,
proceed.
bro.
Who was the other
And then
teams?
week 3, the Chargers, 20-10.
The Chargers, another playoff team.
So he
Interesting.
so so he beat 2 top 5 defenses.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Mm.
Oh my God, BB2. We're gonna do that.
Hey, Mark, can you
Aaron
land the
Rodgers
plane?
didn't.
Top five
Can you
Aaron
land the
selecting
Rodgers
plane
didn't.
and
when
tell
they
us the
when the Steelers
teams that
defense gave up
Aaron
10, 6,
Rodgers
and
beat?
10.
Aaron
Holy
Rodgers didn't beat
shit!
those two. Aaron Rodgers didn't beat those same
Aaron
Steelers should
top
watch
five
Rodgers
the
beat
whole
defense.
football
the
game.
whole
We can
top
watch that.
5 selecting NFL
Mark,
draft teams.
wait, can I ask Mark something before we go on here? Mark,
Please, dude. This is
now all of a
insane.
sudden, Mark, we all begged to score more points last year, which we did, and we still didn't freaking win. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Defense fell apart.
let the defensive coach that we hired, and Aaron Glenn, let his defense work and win some games for us too, and play
He better
ball
get some
control
D tackles.
offense. And play ball control, Mark. What's wrong with that? You like that under Zach.
The
Now
Jets.
you don't under Justin Field?
The
Yeah, I
Jets
know you
are
want to win
addressing.
games, dude.
The Jets
All
are
right,
addressing I'm telling you, they're going to address the trenches. They're going to address it.
Period.
I mean,
Agreed.
again, they got Andre Cisco. Cisco's going to be starting for them. I think that is an upgrade. I do not like Brandon Stevens. I get what they're trying
yeah,
to
he's
do in terms of
terrible.
versatility. I don't like.
And we're hearing lipstick on a pig with this guy. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's
Hey, can I chime in when you're finished, Jared?
yeah. Go ahead, Rosie.
Um, I think some of you know that I am not happy with the Fields trade, or rather signing. He was not who I wanted. Um, I just didn't think that the system that Eggton, or however you pronounce his name, wanted to install was a good fit. And yes, he can adjust. I also am concerned about the fact that he's never been able to get past a first read. So forget about a lot of passing. There isn't going to be, and there's no need for us to run around looking for for receivers, because he usually averaged somewhere around 150 yards per game. So I'm concerned about that. I mean, if a miracle happens and they're able to develop him to be able to do more than he can when it comes to processing, that would be great. But I don't have a lot of faith in the fact that these guys who would have to develop him don't have any experience in developing someone. So I'm concerned about that. Now, also, that changes what I wanted in the first round, because before I like the idea of Taylor Warren. I also like Mason Taylor, but that's neither here nor there. He could be gotten in the second round. But what I am concerned about now is that we have to get the right tackle from Missouri, because we need to be able to get somebody who can handle protection in the run and push these guys, and we don't have that. So to me, that changes a lot of the things that I thought we wanted to do. I mean, and it worries me in that, like always, when we get a defensive head coach, their first thought is defense, and then an afterthought is offense. And that plays into what they usually like to do. Let's just run the ball and the defense will take care of everything. I I am concerned. Now, I know that and I didn't like that he got as much money, because I was looking, if we were going to get a bridge quarterback, it would be more in the $10,000 range, but if they think they can afford it, then that's what it is. But these are my concerns with getting Fields here. It changes a whole lot of what I think and many of us thought the expectations of building the offense were going to be. It changes a lot.
Can I bring up one point though? Didn't Aaron Glenn face Justin Fields a couple of times a year the last 3 years? I think he saw maybe he likes it. Maybe he thinks he could do it. Why
Yes,
can't
but Aaron
what
Glenn is not an offensive minded guy. He
I
saw
understand?
somebody who could run, and he's getting visions in his head of having another Lamar Jackson.
Okay,
But
maybe,
Lamar can also throw the ball.
okay.
Rusty, may I ask who was the quarterback you wanted here?
As a bridge,
Yeah.
I really didn't. I wanted someone like Gardner Minshew, maybe. Yeah, I didn't really know who was going to be available, but I just wanted someone as a placekeeper who could be a good backup after we get our quarterback in the 26th draft. But I'm not even sure we're going to go there.
What this is what I got
Can
to
I
say about
comment for Rusty? Yeah, go ahead, Jared.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I was just real quick. This is what I would say about Justin Fields is that when I always kind of compare him to to Tyrod Taylor's situation because Tyrod Taylor was somebody that was in the quarterback mix up when we had EJ Manuel, and a lot of people were even confused about like why are we starting Tyrod Taylor? He's a one read quarterback. He was known as check down T because if he did because after the first read he would immediately go down to the check down. But Tyrod Taylor, I think, for was solid. He was a solid quarterback for us for 3 years. That got us 8, 9 wins. We didn't have great defenses or the offensive line was solid, and we started to trade those pieces away after 2017. But what changed when Rex Ryan was the head coach was we literally changed the dynamic of our offensive line. We changed the dynamic of our run scheme, and yes, like our win total increased, no, actually, it decreased. We lost, we went 8-8 instead of going 9-7. But those 2 years, our run game was number one in the league. We were number one in the league, and defense. And I think in terms of time of possession, we were top 5 in the league in terms of time of possession. I think this is where the Jets are going to go in a direction. They're trying to build a much more physical offensive line instead of running a lot of zone. We could be seeing a lot of power schemes. Menbu is a guy that can run either or, but he's a very very powerful guy. That suits in the run game. I think that Aaron Glenn from that press conference after kind of watching it back, he's trying to change the philosophy of this football team. He wants this team to be much more physical, much more grounded pundit. He wants this team like he's trying to change the philosophy of the team, and so instead of having a much more kind of finesse zone sort of structure that it was previously, he's trying to change it to a much more physical sort of approach. So getting a quarterback like Justin Fields, who immediately helps your run game out, something that we all can agree was the Jets' weakness. Yes, the passing attack is not going to be good with Aaron Rodgers, but this is a young surging quarterback that in a way somebody was going to pay him probably in that same amount, and so he got the best opportunity possible. You still can draft the quarterback if you don't like him. There's Kyle McCord. There's other quarterbacks that you can take, and if let me tell you something, if they get another quarterback with a very similar profile than Justin Fields, then that just confirms exactly what direction that they're trying to go in.
Is Milrow that guy?
It's a possibility.
Oh boy.
It's
For
a
Rusty,
possibility in day 3. It's a possibility.
just a
Mm-hmm.
point for Rusty. Rusty, I agree with everything you said. I think the reason why I'm higher on them taking Tyler Warren over right tackle with 7 is that I feel like it's potentially a band-aid for 2 holes because Warren can be trusted in like he's an able blocker and he can catch. So like they have both holes. You're right, and they don't have a road grader on the right side. And ABT is a great zone guard, but I mean, here's an unpopular question. Would they have been better off keeping Mekhi Becton instead of ABT, given what they're trying to do now?
Mark, you couldn't with the
I
culture
don't
they were
think that you
building.
could have done that. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Petey.
that's fine. Mark, let me
Uh,
ask you. Can I ask
I know
Mark
hindsight's
real?
2020.
Mark,
Yes,
I don't. Listen, we do this every day. Mark, there's a lot of frustration with you. I don't see why when you're a pro Jet guy, like they could do nothing wrong with you. You were upset all year when they fired the coach, and now they do something. They're going out of the box, and you don't agree with it. Like I
Petey,
don't
somewhere
get
along the line, he
what
because
became Rob Sala. I
what.
don't get it.
I'm not
Well,
hearing because these green goggles. I can't like I
Mark,
watch
but
the
wait,
games. Can you?
guys,
Doom and
please,
gloom,
nobody
Mark.
besides June, please, nobody interrupt, please. Mark, seriously though, like I don't
Yeah,
get where you're coming from. Like I'm Mark, and this is not shade. I'm really lost. Like
He's
let me
all
I'm
over the place.
serious.
explain. Let me make a short explanation of where we're coming from on this. Okay, you've got what, and let me ask questions because maybe that'll help. And I
No,
know
you
that
said short
before.
explanation, Mark.
Yeah, I only need listen. We should have a limit of 3 fours up here because it's almost like hearing from the same person. Like,
No, it's not.
I want to actually hear from all the fans about this stuff as opposed to like folks who were with the Kool-Aid with this. Because look,
But Mark, how is
here's
it
where.
Kool-Aid?
Let
I'm
me ask my
happy with
question.
it. You're not. Go ahead.
Well, here's my question. So, what sort of offense did they run in Detroit with Jared Goff? What kind of quarterback was he?
Mark, I understand that, but what's that have to do
No, I'm
with what we're
asking.
talking about?
What
You're
kind of
asking a
personnel
question.
did they
That's a
have, Mark?
great
What
deal
kind
to
of
do with
personnel
it.
did they have?
Because when you have a quarterback like Justin Fields and you go away from a quarterback like Jared Goff in that scheme, like it's not just Tanner Engstrand who's going to have to get creative. That whole staff, the run game coordinator, pass game, like they're all going to have to
So,
change like
okay.
what they've been up
So
to
Mark,
make things work for Justin Fields. It's a massive gamble. Now I
all right,
understand
Mark.
you didn't pay a ton for the guy, and so we're taking a flyer on him in this year one
No,
with like not
Mark,
a lot of pressure.
Mark, but
I
we
have a
But in
can't
terms
question.
of
we
saying
can't
this is a
go off
great
of that.
move,
We
Yo,
can't, Mark. We
this is
can't
what
go
they
off of
had
that,
to
man.
do rather than what they
But
really
hold
wanted.
on.
yo,
All right,
I
I
have a
got this.
question.
Go ahead, June, and then I got it because this,
Yeah, I have
guys,
a
please,
question.
I'm
I
sorry with
haven't said
this.
nothing
Mark,
all
you're
morning.
driving me nuts with this. Go ahead, June.
Yeah, he
Sorry.
is. Now my question to you is before they signed Justin Fields, don't you think they spoke to the offensive coordinator and asked him, yo, do you think you can work with him?
It's
I'm pretty
exactly
sure
what
they
I was going to
I'm
say.
pretty sure they spoke to him before
All
they
right, we can go off
made
mute.
this signing.
All right, question with a
So we
question.
have our
Before
quarterback
they
of the future.
drafted, question with a question. Before the Jets drafted Zach Wilson, do you think they talked to Mike LaFleur and said, "Hey, can you make it work with this
Mark,
guy?"
I don't care about Zach Wilson.
Oh, wow, this is
I
crazy.
don't
This is
care
crazy.
about Zach. He's on the Dolphins now, and all those fucking fans made fun of us with Zach. Enjoy Zach Wilson down in the fish area.
Pete, the
Pause.
point is, with a
Mark,
first year,
But Mark, why are
oh,
you just? I understand what you're doing, but come on, you're deflecting the whole thing.
what am I deflecting about
Please,
this? I'm giving you an answer.
because don't you think that he's right? Don't you think Enstrom,
They asked
Bougie,
him.
and Glenn? Yeah, they had
Yes,
to
of
have.
course they did. Of course
All
they
right.
did. I'm just saying, what sort of answer did he give? And do you really think this? Everything we've seen Engstrom say from the podium about the type of offense he wants to run has nothing to do with Justin Fields. Like this is and if folks didn't watch his pressers, I get it. I
It's a
understand. I
deflection,
went
though,
and
Mark.
watched them. No, it's not,
Okay.
Pete.
So then,
I went and got information, and folks are trying to convince me without information that this is a great move. And I'm not
Mark,
on board, and people are
Mark, who
mad.
said?
Okay.
I think it's an out of the box move. I'm not saying it's gonna. We don't know if it's gonna work, Mark. We don't know.
This is
All
a
right,
very dicey move, but it's low.
Mark,
It
but
is
you
low
keep.
risk in a way. Well, go
All
ahead.
right, there's a ton of hands up. I'm done, man. There's 3 requests too. Can somebody help me here? Like
Hey,
Yo,
this is.
hey,
it's no more mics.
Hey, Pete, can I ask a question?
Yeah. What's up, Dante? Good
What's up,
morning.
man? Morning. So I know everybody's gonna have different opinions, some good, some bad. So with the Justin Fields situation, my question to you guys is why is it such a negative thing? For one, he's
Right.
25. For one, he's 25. The cap hit for the first year is 8 million. Don't know why everybody's saying it's a lot of money.
Right.
The cap
Right.
hit for the first year is $8 million. He's 25. He's
Man,
super dynamic. My question to you guys is, okay, if Fields was not the guy that they brought in, who is the other guy that was available that you guys say it would have been a better fit for the Jets?
Hey, everybody ready for the truth? I had to interrupt because I'm tired of hearing the nonsense. Everybody ready to hear the truth and not be insulted? And not be insulted? Can I speak freely?
Speak
And
freely,
nobody take
Kurt.
this as an insult?
Speak freely.
Okay, I had to interrupt. You know what it is? It's because one, the Jets is the most popular fan base, but again, we have some of the most emotional fans and some of the most illogical fans. Everybody truly believes because somebody came from somewhere, they're going to take the stuff that they got from there and they're going to take it over here. Well, guess what? You know what happens when you go from one job and get a promotion? You're going to fix shit that you've seen that you was at the last place, and you're going to change it to your standards. So all this, oh man, they didn't do this in Detroit. That's the dumbest motherfucking thing I heard. It's the whole. You cannot judge the offense. You cannot judge the offense off of something from a other team, and the guy is not an offensive coach. So these guys. Truth be told, they don't want to say they'd rather have Rodgers and just want to keep going. They can't do that no more. So that's what it really is. Because Justin Fields is I'm not saying he's gonna be a savior, but he's what we need right now. It's a good ass signing.
We do. I want to pick up Jedrick Wills, put him back on the right side because we're going to power anyway. That's what he is, and we'll go from there. But all this, he's not going to be good. This is the dumb Jet shit. It's why every fan base in America thinks we're fucking morons because we spew bullshit like that. I'm done
Preach.
talking for today.
I would like to
Preach.
respond to this if I could, because all right, I'm sorry, dude. That's the most brain dead take I've heard
All
in
right,
6
Mark.
months.
Yeah.
Can I just
Look,
can I
look,
just
Worthy
get into
talking.
this real quick?
and look, and if I insult, fine.
Wait.
I'm not going to
Hold on,
personally
medic.
insult, but please, like the idea that a
Hello?
guy who comes from a tree and has an understanding of how they want to run football, and they've been zigging for their career, they're going to go somewhere new and immediately zag in their first opportunity. I think they got Justin Fields because they kind of had to do that, not because they wanted to. I think if they could find a precision passer that was more in the Goff mold and do that, they'd be a lot more comfortable with that. But they were forced into the Justin Fields move. Not that they wanted it, they're forced into it. And then Jarek is saying, okay, well, now guys, if they get Milrow, now we really know where they're. So they're going to double. I'm sorry. Am I the only
I
person
didn't say
seeing
they
it
were
like
gonna get
this?
Milrow. I said it was it's a chance. It's a possibility, or not even Milrow, just a quarterback, that has the prototypical size and those physical intangibles. Doesn't even have
Mark,
to be
who did
Warren.
you want? I'm just curious. Who did you want?
Aaron Rodgers.
If they
Yeah.
had,
Nah.
honestly, my number one guy, if he weren't a Jet, would have been Sam Darnold in the free agent
Oh, come
class.
So
on.
you wanted to pay $100 million? You got to finish it with that. That's what his rate. He just went for $100 million. Did you want to pay that?
Look, if that's the going rate for
I'm
him,
asking you.
yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
Listen,
there you go.
I'm good.
does that
Let
okay?
All
Who's
right.
better? Who's better, Sam Darnold or Justin Fields?
We don't know
How
yet.
about we
It's
do
all
that?
you got
The
to
answer
put
might be no.
context to
The
that.
answer,
To be
so
determined. That's the answer.
Wait a
To be
second, Buckeye.
determined.
So you just
To be
stuck to it,
determined.
but you can't stick to it. I'm
Yeah,
asking
to
you,
be
who's better?
determined.
Oh
I'm
my
answering
God,
you. To be
to be
determined.
Well,
determined.
I'll say it.
How many games did they win last year? Come on,
Darnold is better than Fields, but they're not trying to
clearly.
make Darnold the franchise quarterback. They're not trying to make him and give him a 3 to 4 year deal. They're trying to get that quarterback for 2026.
So if this is a 2026 move, they're not planning to win, is what you're
Well,
telling me.
Mark. Well, I think
Hey,
they're
Jarek,
gambling.
Hey, Jarek, would you be shocked if Sam regresses huge?
No. Yes, yes.
Why?
I actually believe it. I actually think it's a downgrade from Geno Smith.
It is
No,
100%.
so you won't be shocked if they regress with Sam Darnold and Sam
I
Darnold
would no.
regresses.
That's a jet
I
sour
expect
milk
him to
take right
regress
there.
because he is nowhere
Mark,
near
Mark,
in the
Mark, Mark,
situation
Mark.
that
He's
he was
going
with the
from.
Vikings.
Hold on, Jarek, 1 second, and there's a ton of hands. Mark, Sam Darnold is going from Justin Jefferson to Jackson Smith. They don't have DK Metcalf. They don't have Lockett. Come on, Mark.
I mean, and they don't got Kevin
No one's
O'Connell.
saying they're not going to
That's
have to
the
add
big
talent
fish.
around him.
That's the
And
big
listen,
fish
I'll
in that
use
motherfucker.
some jet logic on this one. Guys, they're going to build. This is not the team week one. They're going to add more players to support what Sam Darnold.
Oh,
You got the fucking
God.
Right?
TV
You can't
blasting.
do that.
How?
I don't know. You get something, and now look at what I.
Uh-oh, Hector's getting mad.
Yeah,
Wife
he's
is
getting
getting
raided.
mad.
I did a courtesy.
Wait. What did you just say? You said that's not the roster. They're gonna do what now?
They're going to add. I
He's
said they're
gonna.
going to add talent to support Sam
Can,
Darnold in Seattle.
Mark, can we get to the
No, no,
hands,
wait, no,
And the
wait,
please?
Jets
wait,
will
no,
do the same thing.
wait.
Your space,
That's the
Speedy. Do it.
same. That's the same shit that's gonna happen with Justin Fields, but you
I
asking for
said that
wins and
already.
losses.
I said that already. And I said, if you listen to my question, which some folks aren't listening, I said, look, as currently constructed, what is the win total? And folks jump down my throat saying, oh, but you can't even do win total. No, I'm so offended by the question. I framed it very specifically for that shit because I'm curious what people think. They're going to have to add some talent to support it. You guys didn't listen when Rusty was talking, I'm convinced.
All right. Well, I'm convinced that people are going to leave the space with their hands being up for 15 minutes. So I don't know who's next, but jump in.
Tom been up for a while, and then Medic. Then you go to a whole lot of Jim and my favorite guy Jones.
Spit,
Tom,
Tom.
what's up?
Not much, fellas. Not much there. See, Mark, you were very passionate this morning when it comes with that, and Rusty said. Normally, I'm siding with Rusty on that. I mean, but here's the thing with Justin Fields. It was pointed out maybe one or two speakers ago in between. If we're worried about money, it's not costing the money we thought it was. We found out this morning. Most of it was a signing bonus for this year. $8 million cap hit for him. Sherwood's turns out to $5 million cap hit for this year. That's not bad. That still gives some flexibility as far as that goes. Now, I know, am I personally excited for Justin Fields? I'm okay with it. It is what it is. I think Aaron Glenn kind of pushed for him based off the fact that when he was in Chicago, he faced him a couple times a year and he became available. He's like, and the offense coordinator said, let me see what I can do with him. Just like saying, let Aaron Glenn say, like, let me see what I can do with Sauce. Let me see what I can do on what I'm going to do on the defense side. I mean, I called yesterday at least a solid B, considering it's not like we retained Kinlaw and paid him $15 million a year. I still can't believe that out there even happened. And some of the other
Yeah,
contracts are
that
thrown
was the
around in such
worst.
an
That was
overly.
the worst deal of the day in my eyes.
I know
Exactly.
a certain
So I
GM that only
mean,
gave him a 1-year deal.
well, that's why it was just a 1-year deal, though, not a 3-year on that. But
That's right.
I mean, look, Dolphins fans ripping us for Zach. Now they got Zach to be their backup, and we know with Tua, he's going to play at some point with Zach. I'm personally circling to see if Zach makes it before, depending on when the schedule comes out. Like, the only way we're not seeing Zach is if the Dolphins we get him twice in, like, say, the first 6-7 weeks. Because Tua usually lasts the first 10 weeks historically. After that, all bets are off as far as that goes. But let's see what happens, day 2 of Tampa and see what else we can do before we go on about what we're going to do in the draft. If it's going to be the tight end or right tackle from Missouri that's rising up since he's the riser, or Warren. Those would be the top 2 targets now. And maybe the third one being T-Mac that we talked about from Arizona before free agency started. At the end of the day, we just got to give it a chance, see what happens. I have faith that maybe, for once, maybe this is the time the Jets actually have, because they've tried everything else, maybe the curse might be broken by what we've seen benefits and made fun of with quarterbacks that have had moderate or more success when their quarterbacks they drafted left. Maybe it's our time, and maybe we might actually be the beneficiary of another team's mishandled quarterback,
Tom,
especially
that
one
was
that
good stuff.
years ago we wanted.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah. Yo, real quick, guys. I know people are waiting. Joe, hurry up. I know you got to run. Joe, you there?
Why do I have to hurry up?
Well, because people are waiting. But go ahead.
Well, then you know what?
Go ahead, Joe. You're good.
No, just a couple of things. First of all, why you guys? None of you guys are complaining that we didn't draft, we didn't sign Holland over Cisco. Cisco's horrible. Holland is a top safety in the league. I mean, like why wouldn't they go after him? Why? I mean, the guys they signed this is Cisco and the DB. These guys are like average at best. This team needs so much, man. The defensive line is a sieve. We have no size on that defensive line. All the tackles were signed yesterday, all the good ones. I mean, they need another. I think they need another DB to go along with because the guy they drafted. I mean, the guy they signed. He's okay, but the Ravens were like applauding that someone signed him. They didn't have to have him come back next year. This team needs 2 wide receivers. It needs a tight end. I think it needs another like a veteran running back. We know it needs someone to replace Moses. So I mean, does it really matter with Fields? I mean, I had no problem with Fields. I mean, at least we're going to finally have a dynamic quarterback that could run on 3rd and 8. If there's no one open, he'll run 15, 20 yards to get a first down. We've never had that. So that's something that to look forward to. But as far as, I mean, we need weapons, man. You have Garrett Wilson, Corley, and Gibson. That's it. Those are your 3 receivers. And right now we have the worst receiver room in football.
This is where the draft comes in.
No, I understand that, but you're asking a lot. I mean, with that 7th pick, I heard some people saying that you take an offensive lineman. There's no way you take an offensive lineman again with the first top 10 pick. No way. This team needs weapons, man. You got to take the tight end, the kid from Arizona, wide receiver. They have to add a weapon to this team, unless they surprise everyone and sign a receiver today or tomorrow, free agent. But who's out there? I mean, Diggs. You want nobody? I don't think anyone that's going to really change the team that much, but. I mean, I have no problem. Listen, guys, does it really matter who we saw the quarterback? Be it Mariota, Wentz, him, Jones. I mean, like, let's be honest. This team needs so much. We have a rookie head coach. I'm not expecting anything more than 4 or 5 wins at best. So it doesn't. I mean, maybe they get lucky and draft a quarterback later in the draft. If somehow Shador Sanders is there at 7, do they take him? I mean, could this be like another one of those things where, sometimes teams sign a free agent quarterback in the offseason, and then they draft a quarterback, and then the guy they draft ends up getting the job. Remember with Russell Wilson back in the day with Foley, who's not Foley, who's the guy they got from that was on Green Bay, had that one big game, and then Seattle gave him a big contract, and then
Matt
Wilson.
Flynn.
Flynn.
Flynn, yeah. So I'm just saying. So you never know, but I mean, this team, we still don't have. I mean, could he turn it around? Could Fields have like a renaissance come here and just become the guy that everyone's coming out of college that. I mean, we you saw over the years, you saw glimpses with this guy. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember that Monday night game against the Patriots back when he single handedly beat them like 31-3 in New England. Like he dominated them, Fields, as a quarterback, running, throwing. So he's had moments where you say, "Wow, this guy has it all." But my big thing with him is his processing. Like that's his reading defenses. Sometimes you have to throw guys open. He never does that. He waits, for the guy to get open. So yeah, he has deficiencies, but the fact that he's physical and he can run, I do like that. I wanted that for years in a quarterback for the Jets. I don't think they've ever had that in all the years going back to Joe Namath. They had Michael Vick here for what, 1 year, but I'm just saying, like, so I mean,
Can we
I
just say this is less about what Fields is or isn't and more about where the Jets are and where, like, I agree with you, Joe. We are miles away.
oh
So this
they,
isn't a bad bridge and
no,
and it's our reclamation
and
project.
we have
Instead
a
of
good
paying
backup with
someone
Tyrod. We
else's
have we
$100
have a guy in
million,
Tyrod Taylor that can win games too. Tyrod Taylor, if he has to play, he can win games for you. We saw him last year. That one
bingo,
game he came in, he could move the ball.
bingo.
And I'll be honest with you, my life depended on it. I had one game to win. I'd rather have Tyrod Taylor than Fields. I would. I think he's much better thrower of the
He
football.
can't stay
He's a better.
healthy, though.
You can't stay healthy, but I'm saying so. We're cool with quarterback at least for now. And then we have the option to draft one if they think there's a guy, be it somehow, like I said, Sanders is there, McCord, Dart, it's one of those guys that they trade back. Maybe they trade back. Maybe the Jets trade out of 7, trade down back to 15, get the quarterback they want, and also get another pick out of it because we need. They have to get a defensive tackle. Their front is so bad. That was the ruination of this defense when he ended up trading John Franklin Myers. They got rid of Lawson. They got rid of the guy. Who's the other guy? The guy. The other tackle they had, Quentin Jefferson.
Quentin Jefferson.
That defense was so good 2 years ago when we were 6-3 and 7-4. That was the strength of the team was that defense because that front line was great. But he got rid of all those guys, Joe Douglas, and never replaced them. And he put stiffs like Javon Kinlaw, who basically one of the great heists in the history of team sports. The fact that he got 3 years, 45, 30 guaranteed, it's like it's almost incomprehensible.
It's laughable.
He's the last guy. If you gave me 1,000 guys and said who's the guy who's going to get this contract, he would be like 9.99. Like basically, he's Michael Clemens, maybe a little bit better than him, and he got that kind of money. Are you kidding me? But now
Yeah.
watch, he'll become an all pro. He'll become an all pro. Typical Jets. He'll go there.
Well, he didn't do it in San Fran or New York, Joe, to
No,
be
yeah, I
fair.
know. But
Joe, real
go
quick,
ahead. I'm
can I
sorry. I'm
got
done. I'm done. Go
can
ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, thank guys, there's 7 requests. I'll get everybody up here. I apologize. It's people want to talk, I get it. All right. I want to talk too, but I'll hold on to it. Pause.
So do I. Go ahead.
Hey, June, Pete, Mark, Jets. Good morning.
Good morning, though.
First thing I want to say about Fields is reclamation project. I agree, but let's look at the simple fact of the matter. We signed him the first day of free agency, which means we're not waiting a month from now. He's in there, probably starting next week. They're starting to break down film, learning what they can work on. Next thing is biggest person I think that's going to eat off this maybe is Brees Hall. It's his first time playing with somebody that's an athlete. It's going to be different type of running lanes, whether they're running zone reads or a power scheme. With the running back and D ends actually have to respect Justin Fields' legs, and I think it'll give Brees Hall different looks. I don't know why people are turning their nose down at Andre Cisco, who has more interceptions than our entire defense in the past 2 years. Uh, he's not great, but he's not bottom of the barrel. I think Glenn is going to use him in a type of way of Kirby Joseph, bro. He can hit. People are talking about Brandon Stevens, how bad he was. But as we know, God, Sauce Gardner said it. whoever is across from him, he's gonna play ball. And one thing I do like about Stevens, he's high risk, high reward. He did have some flags last year, but even when he was playing good ball, he could break up some passes. He could do what he had to do. And people are talking about another corner. Michael Carter had a down year, and I'm not even gonna say down. He was just hurt. I like him in a nickel. I like our cornerback group, and we got our starting 5 DBs and our starting 2 linebackers on the roster. They're going to fill up this defensive line in the draft, and nobody should have any expectations. It doesn't matter about. I don't care if we go out and get the best player in the draft. I still have zero expectations for this coaching staff, and that's just going to make everybody's life easier if you live your life like that. Let's not look for no. Let's not count wins. Let's not do none of that. Let's just see what they put on the field and what happens.
Good
I can't,
points.
I can't believe that I agree with everything he's saying. Unbelievable. Hey,
Yeah,
what up,
I
Jones?
think we're a better tackler. From roster standpoint, I like as in DBs. I like this tackling group as in securing the tackle. Brandon Stevens and Cisco are physical, man. They they don't mind getting their nose in there. I know DJ Reed didn't either, but they don't mind coming downhill and laying hits. And last point, can we please give Aaron Glenn a chance to work with these DBs before we say how good or how bad they are? Nobody knew about DJ Reed before he got here, and he overplayed his contract. Let's give Stevens a chance. Let's see what he does. People did that same thing about John Simpson. Ravens fans are saying he's this, holding penalties, all this. He was our best offensive lineman. What do you know? Like
Great point. Great
we got a
point,
guy
brother.
from a good organization that's coachable, that's healthy, that stays on the field, that's not giving problems. Let's give him a chance, man.
Great point.
I'll drop PD.
Oh, and then you're gonna drop the mic. Great point, Jones. Today you was cooking with gas, brother. You was cooking with gas. I don't know who next, Petey. Who's
Yeah,
next?
let Medic go. Medic.
Good morning, guys. June,
Sorry for the
My
PD.
wait.
my guy. What's up, Matt?
What's going on? So,
Jim, you're
listening to
next.
this Justin Fields conversation, if I don't, I've looked back at Lamar Jackson's career for rushing stats, and it was pretty similar to what Fields is doing. I'm not saying he's Lamar Jackson, but as far as his throwing stats, Lamar Jackson's best season he ever had was his second year. He fell off quite a bit until last year. Justin Fields, from what I've been reading on watching tape on, it looks like he has progressed with his reads. He makes time in the pocket, he moves around, and he's able to find guys downfield. So I think it's a good signing. He's cheap, he's young. Let's go with it.
Medic, you here? You had to go on mute. You hear
He,
me, guys?
yeah, he probably had a call or something.
No, good. Short and sweet. Good point. I mean,
Abs-
I don't get. I'm not mad about the Fields thing. Now, the other guy, the Ravens guy. I mean, he's going to get burned. Listen, whatever. I like what Dom said. That I don't know much about him. I'm not going to comment. I did see some highlights of him getting burned, but whatever. What am I going to say? I don't know
Now,
him.
now, Petey, just like what Jones said, I don't care about what he did for the most part with another team because he could come to our team. I trust Aaron Glenn. I trust Dre Bly. I trust these at one point these was great
That's right.
cornerbacks in
Trey
this league.
Bly. I forgot about him. Good point,
Yeah,
June.
You hear
I
that,
can't
Pete?
forget
The
about
Jets
Dre Bly.
2025. Who cares about winning? I've got that. We got that.
Well, Mark, you can
Oh
hold.
man.
Me, you, and June will do something towards the end of the space so that we could isolate each other.
Yeah,
Because
because
I got
I got a bone to
interrupted.
pick with Mark,
Yeah,
man.
I got interrupted by you, Mark. I couldn't
Yeah,
finish,
that's
but
what he
it's
does.
all good. Well, whatever.
We're
But
gonna get him.
speaking of, let's get to Jim. Unless June, you got something. I know.
No, 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 no. I'm gonna wait with you. We both gonna get Mark. It's Jim and Hars, right? And then Dom.
Jim, Dom, and Harks.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Morning, Jim.
Morning, Jim.
Good
What's up,
morning.
Jim?
Number one, please fucking stop with the money about free agency. We overpaid this, that. Just stop. It's not your fucking money. The Jets aren't in cap hell. this it was 2 million more than I would have gave him. Just stop. Just fucking stop. Everybody, if people get overpaid, the Jets aren't fucking, exclusive to fucking a couple $1 million over here and there. Number two, please stop with why didn't we get this safety? Why didn't we get that? This safety's better. The Jets are not going to get the best free agent position in all free agency. Please stop. Please stop. This goes on every year. They identify a guy. That's who they want. Is Holland better? Probably, but that's not who they wanted. Maybe they couldn't afford it. Please stop. The people with Rusty, with all due respect, and Mark, Justin Fields, yes, I would hope the Jets coaching staff said, to the offense coordinator, can you work with this guy? Absolutely. Like, I don't think they're getting a square peg to fit in a round hole. Like, it's a great deal, cap wise, year wise. Like, they're not, you don't just get a guy just to get a guy. I would hope the Jet coaches, fucking talk to one another and say, this is a direction we can go in. This is a guy we can play with. I mean, if that doesn't happen, the Jets are really fucked. We're going to have coaches that don't talk to one another. And, we talk about, I hate, worse than culture is when people say ball control. If we're looking to go ball control as an offense, again, in today's NFL, it's made for scoring. You control the ball or control the clock when you have a lead. You want to milk the clock or do whatever. Other than that, your offensive philosophy is to score fucking touchdowns and to score points. Not ball control and RPO and let's run and do. Yeah, that'd be great. But that shouldn't be your mindset. And I don't think this guy, from the coordinator from the Lions, from what I hear, he's very innovative. It wasn't all Ben Johnson. So if you're going to bring Justin Fields here, I wouldn't just expect run Brees, run Fields, and do all this bullshit. Another thing, let's address the draft. Any Jet fan, they shouldn't fucking complain at 7 if we get a right tackle, if we get a wide receiver, if we get the tight end, if we get the best nose tackle. We need fucking all of it. We need all of it, any of them. So we can't complain about any of it. They all fit what the Jets need. We need all of it. So no Jet fan should be mad at any of those picks if we get one of those guys. We need all of it. So please just, reality. Come back to reality, please. I'm done, I think.
Thanks, Jim. Have a great.
Thanks, Petey.
Hope you enjoyed daylight savings time.
I did,
Wait.
and I hope you had a great birthday on Friday. And
Happy birthday, Petey.
I hope you enjoyed it.
By
Hey,
the way,
hey, yo,
just wait, June. I told everybody Friday. I got a lot of messages about me. Everybody thought it was my birthday. Thank you, but it was not.
oh
So
man,
Jim, if you want to talk about an agenda, Jim started an agenda there. Uh, Dom,
hilarious.
Dom
Petey, it just shows how liked you are, Petey. You see,
that,
you know what I mean? You should feel great when it's your birthday and you
thanks,
get all
Jim.
those birthday wishes.
Appreciate it. Dom, go
June,
ahead.
June, happy
Yeah.
birthday, brother.
Yeah, I
Happy
appreciate you,
birthday,
brother. Thank
June.
you, man.
You're
Dom,
welcome,
happy
brother.
birthday, Dom.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Enjoy it, guys.
Happy birthday, Jeebus.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm
real
so
quick. I
quick.
don't know. I'm sure it was talked about. But I think it is worth mentioning if it wasn't, or it's worth mentioning again. This is a 2-year deal, obviously for Fields. In essence, it's 2 years, $30 million. There is a $9 million or $31 million. There is a $9 million dead cap hit if you move on from him after 2 years.
Yep.
But there is, it's either going to work and he's going to get an extension, you know,
The likelihood of that, who knows? It's hard. I'd probably bet against it. I'd probably bet that this is more so a bridge than a reclamation. But I'll hang on to that hope. But so if it is if it does work out and it works out, and there is that reclamation of Justin Fields, he's going to get a new contract. So that $9 million debt hit will get kind of absorbed in his next deal.
When's the $9 million?
It's the
27.
the void years. The
Got
combination.
it.
Yeah, Dom, Sherwood has a void year. Everybody gets void years. So good point there.
Yeah.
Hello.
No, hang on one
What, are you
second.
knocking?
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, no. I'm trying to get at my dog, one of my dogs.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Not your fault. Hang on.
Who let the dogs out?
Oof, 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 oof.
The thong
Sorry.
song. You get that for the
But
Cisco
yeah,
song.
Actually, that
listen,
was a Mets song.
This is a low risk.
Mm-hmm. High reward.
It's a low risk solution that for $15 million a year, that you a low risk tryout, 2-year tryout, pretty much, and even if it doesn't, and you move on and you take a quarterback in round 1 next year, you still got a backup quarterback, being paid fair money. You're not over, the quarterback room right now, you're spending $27 million. If you get a first round quarterback next year and you're paying Justin Fields, whatever it is, $19 million or whatever he's getting next year, you're still going to have a quarterback room of $26 million. So, for 2 years, you're not investing too much. It's going to give you some ample opportunity to invest in other positions. That's it.
It's like driving a beater. It's like a low risk, low win solution. That's where
But Mark,
we're
I
at.
don't think you agree with
Mark,
that,
it's still
Mark.
better than having Marcus Mariota or Carson Wentz, right?
Well,
Okay, I like to make a point about
Mark, answer that though. Would you
points in the
rather
defense.
Mark? Would you rather have Marcus Mariota or Carson Wentz over Justin Fields?
No.
Oh, okay, good. I was about to say.
No, I mean, listen.
Thank God,
Look,
Mark. Thank
yeah,
God.
if you would have
because
said that, I think Mark would have got ran
no,
off
because
his
look,
face.
look, man, because the Jets jetted themselves out of what could have been a much better free agent quarterback, in my opinion. But I think I want to go back to again for the folks that are so excited about 4-2 with Justin Fields. I did some more. I did some more stuff. And Pete, you were talking about the defense. Like, okay, can the defense get it together with Wilkes? By the way, keep in mind now you've got it. It's going to be Wilkes' first year, so this defense is going to have to, let's say, immediately stand on their head to make this work. If you're going to, because over that 4-2 stretch that was early in the year for Fields, I checked. So league average of defense points allowed across the league was 22.6. Okay. Did you know that the Steelers over that stretch gave up like 14 points a game? They were like the best unit. I'm watching the games now. The amount of takeaways that the Steelers, like additional possessions that their defense was providing, was insane.
What's
So
the
in
point?
order for the point is you guys are fluffing Fields, and I'm here for the reality check. And you can continue to fluff, but at some point you're gonna get tired of it. I'm giving you the information.
Mark, who's fluffing
No,
over
Petey,
Fields
hold on.
though?
Hold on, Petey. Did our defense play well
That's all we're
against
hearing.
Hold on, Mark. Did our defense play well against Denver? Yes or no?
Oh my God, dude!
No, Mark,
You mean
please.
the 10? What you mean the 10-9
Yeah,
loss?
did
Mark,
our
they
defense
gave up.
play well against Denver that game?
So you're picking a game early in the yes. Let me tell you. And did they play well throughout the year, Buckeye? Please. What are we doing?
Mark, you're taking a 6-game sample size of in which he beat what 2 or 3 playoff teams, right?
You're
Which is
missing my
more
point.
no, Mark. You have to have a point to miss it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you can't understand my point, I understand, dude. But I'm telling you that in other words, for the Jets to be competitive with Fields, the defense is going to have to stand on its head for a year, and
I don't think
and the
so, Mark.
Wilkes is coming in.
That's cap.
No,
That's cap.
no.
That's
Okay,
cap.
all
I
right.
just watched 2 games where Justin Fields brought the Steelers back by scoring 21 points against the Colts, and the Colts scored 35. And you telling me they held every team to 14? That's cap. I don't know where you're getting your stats from, but that's cap.
I'm looking at the first 6 games.
That's cap.
that they played. So
I could post it
weeks
on the
1 through 4 and
jumbotron
5
right
and
now.
6, and I'm going to rewatch all the games,
That's cap.
as I said. And what you'll find
It's big
if
cat.
when you watch them is okay. So who's he feeding the ball to? Can you
But
tell me that?
Mark. So your thing is you have zero faith in the Jets' offense, like zero.
No, I think there's a couple of teams that will not be able to handle a running quarterback with Justin Fields. But when it comes to processing what's happening on the field, I'm out on
But
Hey,
Justin
hold on, Mark.
Fields.
but
Can I?
what if our offensive coordinator like makes it simple for him? And what if we
He's
do
going to
have
have
like
to.
Thank
a good
you.
running game?
He's
But
going to
wait,
have to.
Mark, but
But
hold on here. Wait,
hopefully he
Jim.
can't do that.
All
Like I
right,
hope
let
he
me.
doesn't try to reinvent the wheel with
He
this
won't,
guy. But
Jim.
I
Oh, yeah, a West
But
Coast scheme, Jim. To your point, listen, a West Coast scheme is much more complex than what they're going to have to run with Fields. So he could certainly dumb it down
Mark, but
for
you're
Fields,
already. But you're.
100%.
But
But the
Mark,
question
you're.
becomes, do they have the people up front to do it like this, where they can trust the run game when you've got the league's worst rushing attack
Mark, I
last
don't.
year
but
from a personnel perspective?
Jim, let me go real
I think
quick
they'll be
before
better
I
in the run
forget,
game
Jim.
though.
Jim,
Sorry, Petey.
before
Go
I
ahead.
forget, it's all right. Mark, I just don't get it though. Because one hand you're killing fans for saying, "Oh, you guys are already out on Aaron Glenn," and now it seems like you're out on the Jets because of Justin Fields. Come on, Mark.
I like Aaron Glenn a lot, and I like Muji a lot. And I like the tandem of those two guys together a lot.
So,
But now that
yeah,
you have a quarterback, you now have an identity of your football team. And I'm just commenting on what I think the offense will look like from the jump. And
okay,
I have more questions than answers when it comes to how if
Mark,
this
but
offense is
what?
going to be productive.
All right, but why do you have questions? Like you were asked a question about the Denver game. The Jets should have won that game. The defense gave up 10 points. You have to
I
win that
agree. Yeah.
game. So
Yep.
I don't get it. Hargs, can you help me out? You had your hand up for a while.
Morning, Petey. Morning, everybody. Listen, I just want to just make one point, just prior, if I may. I have to give the Jets organization a little bit of credit here in this regard. Um, day one is not where you win free agency. The amount of contracts and the amount of money that was thrown out the door yesterday by some of these teams is egregious and appalling. Um, the Jets, I feel like, took a more cautious approach, taking a look at the market itself. Um, the cornerback that they signed yesterday, I have to trust as I believe Peter you mentioned this, and I think either Mark or June, you guys mentioned this as well. You have to trust these new defensive coaches the Jets brought in, Aaron Glenn, Dre Bly. You have to trust these guys to develop this cornerback. Now, going with Justin Fields here. I am not going to be the one. I'm not going to say that he is going to lead us to the promised land. Okay, you can't. Would that be awesome? Yes, it would. However, if you told me yesterday that if Justin Fields went back to Pittsburgh and our choices were either Marcus Mariota, Carson Wentz, or Tyrod Taylor as your day one starter, I'm telling you right now, you'll be looking at a 4-13, 5-12 year, just off the bat. And I think that may even be a little overselling in some situations. If Justin Fields, you bring him in here for a year, maybe two, and you see what he has. Can he everyone I saw I saw last night Aditi Kipawala, who used to be with the NFL Network. She stated last night that people in Pittsburgh were actually impressed with Fields, that they were able to let him see the field a bit more and making better decisions and better choices. Um, I'm not gonna say right now. Probably with Justin Fields, you're probably looking anywhere between 6-8 to 7-9 wins. It's probably your threshold here. Um, but to be a Justin Fields quote unquote hater or to be negative on this move, I don't know how you could be negative about this. I don't. And I will tell you this right now. If there is any Jets fan that is negative about having Justin Fields as your week one starter, go sit down in the corner and don't talk about football. You cannot you have to be supportive of Justin Fields here. Okay, I'm not gonna say he's the answer, but you have to be supportive here. And on top of that, I feel that was the best it was the best the best guy left on the board. With Darnold off the board, you had Garoppolo going back to the Rams. I don't think he was ever a Jets option either. So going into yesterday, you're going to bring in Justin Fields now to this organization. Garrett Wilson, big fan, and I got to tell you right now, if I am Darren Muji, I'm not too thrilled with some of these wide receivers left on the board. Give the Saints a call about Chris Olave. Let's see if we get Chris Olave back here up here to New York. I would love to see Olave paired with Garrett Wilson, and because the wide receiver market left on the board right now is not enticing to me. And the big thing is, guys, listen, day one free agency is not the be all end all. Let's see now as we go into day two and day three. Some of these big contract offers are now starting to come off the board since available cap space is starting to shrink a little bit here. Let's see Darren Muji and the organization start to piece this team together. And that's what I got for now, Petey.
Thanks, Harks. Hope the baby's well.
He's just upset that the Jets may not be drafting Tyler Warren at the tight end at 7. That's what he's a little frustrated about.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of Santucci. Go ahead. What's up? How you been, bro? Long
What's up,
time.
everybody?
My
You
God,
you
what's
know
up,
what?
son?
You usually hibernate in the off season until free agency the last couple of years. I noticed that with you, but I'm glad you're up here, bro.
Yeah, I have to take a break sometimes so I don't get burnt out on it. But let me cook for a minute, real quick, with some actual facts, though.
What I'm
First thing
talking about.
first. First thing first, Justin Fields had no weapons with Chicago. No weapons. No offensive line. It was the worst offensive line ever. No running back. He had one receiver, and that was Darnell Mooney. I think that's how you say his name. Darnell Mooney. Justin
That's him.
Fields had 1870, well, 1,870 passing yards his first year, and 7 TDs, 10 interceptions, 73.2 rating. That was with a rookie coach. The next year he comes back with 2,242 yards, 17 TDs, 11 interceptions. This is with nobody. Comes back the next year with 2,000 yards again, 562. This is just passing stats, not rushing. And then with Pittsburgh last year, within 6 games, he had 1,000 yards, 106, and he had 5 TDs, one interception with a 93 QB rating. Why are we acting like we're just getting this Zach Wilson all over again? I mean, the only reason why the Steelers did that with him was because they wanted to see what they had with Russell Wilson. He was never even really given a chance to finish the season with the Steelers. Now, when is the last time the Jets had a quarterback that we could say is actually played over 90% of his games? He's not injury prone. He's a dual threat. He opens up the offense. I mean, I can't even remember the last time we seen a quarterback that can drop back and pass and run and get us 18, 20 yards. I mean,
Michael Vick.
Aaron Rodgers did it at 40. So imagine if, well, he didn't do it consistently, but if Aaron Rodgers can do it at 40, you think Justin Fields can't do the same thing?
Can I
Now,
ask the question?
go ahead.
Can he read a defense? Do you think he can?
You
Bro,
don't
you're
know if
old.
he can.
Bro,
He hasn't
oh my
had
God,
time in
dude,
the
Jesus.
pocket to read a
Oh.
defense.
Oh boy.
I have a question for Mark as
How
well,
can you?
right?
How can you? Let me finish my point. How can you
Yeah.
say that he
After that
can't
hole, you
read?
go.
How can you say he can't read a defense when literally he was running for his life every play with the Chicago Bears? He was running for his
I
fucking
asked
life.
your opinion. Do you think he can read a defense? And I
No,
got
I'm just saying. I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying. How can we ask that question?
Gar-
Because he was running for his life. The Steelers' offensive line wasn't that stable either, with
But
both
he wasn't running
quarterbacks.
for his life though.
Wasn't the knock on
He was.
Sam Darnold,
Yeah.
by the way,
Wait.
that once you take him past the first read and going through progressions, that was his weakness? Wasn't that the knock on
aren't
Sam
you avoiding
Darnold?
my question about
Yes,
Justin
it
Fields and if
was.
he can read
Yes, it
a
was.
defense?
He answered it. Mark, real quick, I need a plug here. Guys, I just muted the space. I want to welcome our good friend here on the Jets, on the show, not show, space. He knows what the person has a laughing emoji going on right now. the newest member,
Oh
he won't admit,
yes. Oh
of the New York
yes.
Jets fan
Yes.
club, Coach
Yes.
Wilk.
Coach Will.
Coach, it's good to see you. You did not run. You're here.
We're gonna trade
Glad to
Aaron
see you.
Rodgers for Fields. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna get Aaron Rodgers,
That's
Coach,
bro.
exactly what's gonna
They're gonna get
happen.
Aaron
That's exactly
Coach,
what's
Rodgers.
Coach is
gonna
down
happen.
bad.
Coach,
I feel for
Coach,
you, Coach.
you got a segment here, so welcome.
Appreciate you, Petey. I just came by to say fuck June. Okay, that's first and foremost. Fuck June.
34, team
Secondly,
34.
secondly, I mean, honestly, like I'm happy for y'all. Y'all got the quarterback y'all was wanting this whole time. Probably
Thank
not
you.
Mark. Mark is definitely on my side with all this. But I mean, it is what it is. I hope he's successful in New York. I love Justin. I thought he was a good quarterback for us, and I'm wishing him nothing but the best, man.
Coach, I'm not
You know what?
being funny here. He sounds like, you're little upset, and I get it. I would be upset too because I
Now
think
I'm just upset we ain't got nobody right
Petey,
now.
we
I ain't upset that we
Petey,
lost. I'm just
we
upset
took
we
his
ain't got
girl.
nobody right now.
Can I say something for
nah,
Coach,
yeah,
please?
Man,
I wouldn't go that
Coach,
route, Buckeye. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Petey.
yeah, we
we took
took
his girl,
uh,
Petey. We took that girl.
Yes, Mark.
yeah, we took him.
Coach, I am hopeful too. Everything we hear about Justin Fields is that he's very well liked in the locker room. Like he's not going to be that kind of problem. Like that part's good. I heard, and Coach, I'm curious to hear what you heard from your Steeler fans that the organization as a whole really wanted Justin Fields to stay, but it was
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin's vote that was like, no, we don't
Where
want
did
him,
you
and
read
that's
that,
what
Mark?
turned it.
Where did you read
Nah,
that,
it
Mark?
wasn't. Nah, it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
that. The whole
It was not that.
organization. It
No,
wasn't that. The whole
hold on.
organization
Mark,
wanted
you
them.
just said something.
The
Where did you read that?
the
He
thing,
he
yeah,
made
yeah,
that shit
Mark
This
up.
may
Mark
be
tripping.
surprising
The
to you
thing,
guys that only hang out with Jets, but I hang out with a lot of fans from different fan bases, and I've got friends that are Steelers fans, and that's what they
Well, it better
told
be
me
Mrs.
from
Tomlin.
their sources
It
about
better be Mrs. Tomlin
well,
with what you just said.
hold on. It
it. And
wasn't. It wasn't
wait,
Mike.
doesn't it add up? Because didn't he get benched? And
Yeah,
who
I
did
can't
the
even get.
benching?
Oh,
I
listen
mean,
to me.
go
Listen to
ahead,
me.
Coach.
It wasn't Tomlin. It wasn't none of the coaches. Like, I mean, we all wanted him back. It's the ownership and the GM and how we do things. We don't guarantee money past the first year, and that was the holdup. And so, as you see, y'all guaranteed him 30 mil, and that we just weren't willing to do that. And when it came to the bench and stuff, I mean, yeah, Justin had 10 touchdowns, but like six of those was rushing touchdowns. And when you got somebody like George Pickens, who only had like, I think he had 30 yards that first game. The second game was like 50 yards. I think he had a 100-yard game in there one time, but like of those six starts, George only had one 100-yard game. So
Coach, can I ask you something real quick? Because my own fan base won't answer this one for me. Coach, do you think Justin Fields can read a defense?
he's a one read type of guy right now.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. Thank you.
I mean, hopefully your new OC can get him to read defenses a little bit better. But I mean, right now he was a one read guy, and contrary to popular belief, our offensive line wasn't that shitty to where he was just running for his life. He was never really running for his life.
Excellent. Thank you. It's nice. Sometimes you got to listen to
Go go watch go watch
Cyber
that
fan
Cowboys
voice.
game. Go
I
watch go
appreciate
watch the hold on, who's the other team? Go watch that Colts game.
it. Yeah, that was his best.
Wow.
Was that his
Look at
best of the six, Coach?
No,
Mark, there
those no,
was no
no, no,
better
those no,
option.
those are two games that we lost that the defense gave him mad opportunities to score, and he shitted the bed.
Coach, I'm
Mark.
watching some of this, and I'm watching T.J. Watt and your defense stand on its head and create so many possessions as part of this. So that's part of what I'm seeing. But anyway, keep going. Sorry, Pete.
Who would you have preferred? He's the right guy
He
that we
wanted to
got.
pay
I
Sam Darnold
mean,
100
yeah,
million. That's what he wanted.
He
Guess
was the
what he
guy
wanted
who
to
was
do?
available. Is the
I
point?
guess he wanted Gardner Minshew or maybe Aaron Rodgers back. Who we want?
nah, he was the best
Yeah,
guy
no,
for
he
it.
wanted. He definitely wanted Aaron Rodgers back. He
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wanted
mean,
him
we
back.
won
He
4
that I
games.
You
mean,
know who doesn't want Aaron Rodgers? The
it's
rest
a
of
it's
the
the
league.
right fit. It's
I
the
will
it's the right
definitely go
fit.
back to the stadium to watch Fields.
I'm excited, and I hope
Exactly.
Nah,
he does
it's the
turn into
right
the
fit.
answer.
He gets to go
Heck,
be
You
you're
he gets
gonna
know?
to go
go
be with
now?
his college receiver. Like
Yeah,
it's the
I'm
right
gonna go,
fit.
Petey. You know me.
All right,
You
listen.
know.
Hold on. This is crazy. Will Fries, uh, 5 years, 88 million a guard. AVT's price just went up if he
Hold
stays
on,
healthy.
who gave him that, Petey?
Uh, the
Probably New
Vikings.
England. Just
The
kidding.
Vikings.
God damn, boy, where the Vikings getting all this money from?
Everybody's doing what you could see what everybody's doing. They're giving them the first year. That's why everybody says we got to pay Sauce, we got to pay Garrett. It will lower their cap hit in the first year of the deal. It's not going to be $30 million for Garrett in
Look
year
what I just
one.
put up in the board.
I'd like to answer a question from the listener section.
Go ahead, Mark.
Because we're talking about
By the
Garrett.
way, your buddy Maldy's upset that they lost Fields.
Yes, he is upset. He
Shit,
definitely
Guru
is.
too. Everybody is like a lot of
No, we
Pittsburgh
not.
fans.
No, we not.
No, no.
Wait,
No,
wait,
we're not.
So
wait, hold, wait,
look,
wait.
this is what Jet fans
This
want to
is
hear.
funny, man.
Guru,
Listen,
Guru
No,
June.
I
wanted,
need to hear Coach
Guru
finish
wanted
that sentence.
Fields back.
I let Coach finish. No, no, we're
I would
not.
like to
What?
answer this question from the listener section, which is that if Fields comes in and there's not much in the passing game, does Garrett Wilson get annoyed again and demand a trade? Tyler Mike, he just might, because this is going to be a run first team. So if you're Brees or Braylon Allen, and hopefully like the tight end, like that's kind of where this will look. But I think Garrett's going to get his targets because a lot of what
Yeah.
I'm seeing watching Fields play is him having laser focus on
I
George
mean,
Pickens, and that's the kind of
who
focus that
was we
Garrett's
gonna
going to
get?
get.
Who was we really gonna get?
Yeah, wait, Mark. Here,
So,
Tyler Mike is the Dolphin fan, our buddy. He used to come in
yes,
up here a lot. Well,
yeah.
my counter question is Tyreek Hill going to have a meltdown when Zach Wilson is,
Oh boy.
can't read a defense?
For the schedule makers, by the way, I would anticipate the Dolphins having two late games again against the Jets, like really late in the season, because they may be thinking about, okay, is Tua going to be on the field, and can the schedule makers like concoct a Zach Wilson versus Justin Fields game? Is my
Here's
guess.
another question from the room. Mark, will you be rooting against Justin Fields to prove yourself right, or will you be rooting for the
Yeah,
Jets?
this is real silly.
Well,
So
Mark, I
I
could actually,
always
Mark, the
Very good
schedule.
yeah.
question. That's a
Wait,
very good
Mark, the
question.
schedule. I'm going to save you here, Mark.
Fuck you, June.
The schedule makers. Mark, the schedule makers are probably going to. I wouldn't be surprised if the
You all
home
right, June?
opener is against Pittsburgh.
Now that gas on his back.
You
Yeah, me
here,
too.
Get that
boys?
gas off your back, June.
Yeah. Pete, to Buckeye's question,
Petey, that gas on his back. Tell him to
Yo,
get it off.
yo,
Use it, Mark.
he's such a fucking
I guess
asshole,
I may
man.
have to. Look, man, I've been rooting for this team for a long time, and I moved 2 time zones away, and I still root for the team. And I'm more bullish on what the Broncos are going to do this year than what the Jets are going to be up to. But listen, I'm not going to stop rooting for the team. All right, I'm not like those fans where they get a quarterback and then like they get emotional and say, "Oh, I'm done. I'm out. This is the worst team, and so I'm going to go." No, I'm not like that at all. But if you think I'm going to change my viewpoints, my football viewpoints on the football team based off the moves, based off emotion, or like trying to put lipstick on the pig, I'm not going to do that shit.
Mark,
If
but
you want
who's
that,
saying you're
listen
going
to
Why
to
is
somebody
do?
Fields
else.
lipstick
Mark,
on a pig? Why is it?
but who's saying
Because
that
you
you're going
can't
to
read a
change?
defense.
But Mark, who's saying you're going to
Wow, that's
change
crazy.
fandom?
Lipstick on a pig is bringing in
Lipstick on a
Mariota or
pig.
another old ass
Exactly,
quarterback.
Can
exactly, Mario.
can Sam Donald read it?
He
Can Sam
cannot.
Donald read the
No, no,
defense?
He
he
Okay.
can't.
cannot.
No, he
Oh my
can't. But he want,
God.
So
but he want to
Bro,
give him $100 million. That's
June,
You're
crazy.
telling me
June,
It's
What
this.
the
crazy.
June,
fuck?
stop
You're
it.
telling me
June, stop it.
Can Gino
June,
read a
stop it.
you're
defense?
really did someone
I
actually
mean,
say could
I
Sam
mean,
Donald
Aaron
read the
Rodgers could read
defense
the
during
defense,
that
and
to
we only
Justin
won four
Fields?
games. So
Are
Really?
y'all okay?
Aaron
Oh
Rodgers read it.
40,
smokes,
And we
4,300
won four
yards,
games.
35 touchdowns means you can't read a defense? Hello?
See, this is why I
I mean,
can't. It's
Bro,
tough.
y'all
It's tough.
okay.
if you running the ball and you're heavy play action
Aaron
help the
Jones,
quarterback.
Aaron
Rodgers
Jones
Yes,
read
it
went
a
It
that
does.
that
does.
don't
defense.
help you. Aaron Jones
Yes,
went
it
down
does.
6 games into the season.
Wait, can we
It don't
You
help
know
you.
do
Aaron
what?
wait,
Jones
hold,
went down early in the season.
coach, 1 second. Yam, you've been trying to get up here for a minute.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah,
Hey,
what's up, man?
I'll be quick. I want to provide some insight that you guys might not realize. It's not rocket science or anything, but I have a good friend of mine who's on the coaching staff of the Cowboys. Okay, and they're in the same position as us, and as far as new staffs coming together, trying to build the roster, whatever, all that 9 yards.
Oh,
When I
this is
last spoke to
PK.
him,
My bad.
yeah, yeah,
PK,
yeah.
what up?
What's
My
up, man?
bad. All right, you're good.
Um,
Oh,
but yeah,
Pete, what up,
so
man?
what's up? But he's on the coaching staff of the Cowboys, and when I last spoke with him, he said this time of the year is the most grueling and the hardest part of the year. And I assumed just because like they're evaluating players, their team. He's like, while that is true, when you're new staff, you're literally you're coming together as a unit to build what you want your team to look like for the next year. You're building concepts, philosophies, playbooks, things of that nature. So when I hear like, and on top of evaluating players, who you have, who you don't have, who you want. So what I saw yesterday is a team that evaluated a player, targeted a player, and went out and got a player. Now Justin Fields putting lipstick on a pig, that's crazy. Is he Aaron Rodgers? No. But I would argue that's almost a better thing for us. When Aaron Rodgers went into as soon as he stepped into the complex, it was Super Bowl or bust. Okay, for the fan base, for the media, for everyone. When Justin Fields gets signed, everyone, no one's going to think Super Bowl or bust. You can put all the weapons around him, all the media, all the outside noise is going to say, yeah, but guess what? They still got Justin Fields. Okay, so let's let the professionals and the people that are paid to do the job do their job and do it well. Are they going to win a Super Bowl this year? No. Is Justin Fields more than capable in the right system? Yes. So that's all I'm going to say.
Is Tanner Engstrand the guy to run that system?
I mean, his basis should be run the ball heavy and allow play action, if I'm not mistaken. If he came from Detroit, right?
Yep, under Ben Johnson, and he'll be creative, Mark.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, so that kind of helps Fields with his processing, doesn't it?
Yes,
If
Um,
you
it
got a
does.
good run game and you got and you can freeze the linebackers, you can get people open.
Yes, you can.
I mean, it's not
let's
rocket
hope.
science. Rocket science. We seen this all the time. We saw the same thing with Geno. We saw what Russ looked like out of Seattle. Did y'all not remember that year with Hackett? He looked terrible. You know why? They made him stand in the pocket and process those, and he couldn't do it.
No, Nathaniel Hackett was just an ass OC.
Hey, Mark, if you got your wish and Sam came here for 100 million, how many wins were you predicting for Sam
Why?
Donald here?
So you're fixated on Sam because you're trying to get me, and I'm trying to talk
No,
about Justin
you
Fields
said
and whether
that's
or
the
not he can
guy
play
you
the
would have gone for. I'm
defense.
just asking,
And I
like
can't
Sam
get a straight
Donald,
answer out of you
how
on that.
many
You can answer that
wins?
for me, and I'll answer any
Well,
questions you
well,
want.
well, I think Justin Fields can read a defense as much as Sam Darnold.
Oh,
That's my answer.
oh,
Yeah, I think
Buckeye,
they're
okay.
both in the same category.
You're being a fanboy. You're being an Ohio State
Yeah, that's
fanboy.
just
I
crazy.
Stop
don't
it.
think Sam Darnold could
Stop
read a
it.
defense. That's my answer. I don't
Bro,
think he can read a
4,300
defense.
yards and 35 touchdowns is not reading the defense?
I will
Bro,
see.
come
Let's
on, y'all
see.
gotta
We
you
got
got you
Justin
gotta put
Let's
Jefferson.
see.
we gotta put
Bro, y'all
context.
gotta
You gotta put
stop.
Yeah,
context to that.
exactly.
What is
You gotta
what is the
put
Exactly.
context
context?
to that,
What is the
man.
context?
Kevin O'Connell.
Exactly.
Kevin
Exactly.
O'Connell is the
Get
coach
back
Thank
to
next
me
you.
in
to
Thank
him.
Seattle,
you.
please.
Okay,
True.
so hold
Fact.
on. So let's compare Kevin O'Connell to Tanner Engstrand, who's a first-year OC.
Mark, what was
With
your win
this,
Who you
prediction with
don't
this
know?
is
Sam
a
Darnold
Bro,
as a
crisis.
y'all
Jet?
saying dumbass shit.
I don't understand,
Mark,
Coach.
Mark,
I
but Mark,
struggle with
Mark,
this
wait,
one,
wait,
guys.
wait, wait, wait,
Honestly.
wait, Mark, how are you struggling? If Sam Darnold came here and you're saying Tanner Enstrin his first year,
Yes.
it's the same
What
shit.
was your win prediction, Mark, with Sam? I need to
But
know that.
So what was Sam Darnold's year last year? What was Justin
But
Fields'
Mark,
year
what
last
was
year?
your win prediction if we got
Did
Sam?
you guys watch the games?
Stop deflecting and answer the question.
Nope, they just being fanboys, Mark.
No, dude, it's crazy to me. Like they want
Una,
they
you
want the
ready?
decision to be right rather than
Whenever you are, P.
what did we see last
Mark,
year?
the
And like
Hey, can I
only
get a
guy
what
on your
happened
fantasy,
to
fellas?
side
play?
is the guy that we stole his girl. That's it. We took his girl. That's going to be the only one who defends you today, man.
All I'm hearing is clear
He wanted
lies.
Justin
Mark,
Fields
you
back
asked
in
us how many
Pittsburgh.
games we're going to win
I
with Justin
mean,
Fields,
Sam
so it's
Darnold
only
had
fair.
one good year, and we're
One.
sitting up here
Exactly.
acting
One.
like he's
One.
freaking
Okay, let me
Matthew
talk about
Stafford or
Sam
something.
Darnold.
Well, wait,
I mean,
wait,
who
And it was
Mark,
are
also
Mark,
his
Mark,
last year.
And
hold
how
on,
many?
Go ahead.
hold on. Before you go on, Mark, Santucci, I heard what you said. We're up here talking about. It's not we, it's Mark.
Yes,
To,
yes, it
to,
is.
just to Santucci, you're my guy. I'm just clarifying because I am not on that board with Mark here. He's on his own island.
Yeah.
Uh, just to
Yeah,
put
when
it
I
in.
got to the bar, they ran out of Kool-Aid, Santucci. So that
Mark,
was it.
Mark, let me
So
just
I didn't
ask you
get any.
one thing, because I did say, June and you, and I'm staying out of this one because I'm not frustrated with you, but how could you not even appall to liking this move? There's upside, and if it doesn't work, they can get out of it. It's not going to
P,
hamstrung
I'm,
them.
P, I'm happy to talk about that part of it, which is that, you know what, for dollars for the deal, they didn't pay a bundle for a quarterback. Like it's a cheaper deal that they have outs. So if they want to get
Yes,
a quarterback in 20, like I agree with all of those statements. My problem is on the field and play and win total and production. And
but
I'm trying
Mark,
to
we
just
don't
talk
even
about
have a team.
that.
But Mark, we don't have a lot of time to do this. You got to,
Oh man.
I'm just saying, June, you want to? I'm out. Mark, Mark,
Mark.
Mark, it's all the love,
No, listen,
but
I'm
this
just
is
look.
absurd.
Yeah.
You're
But people are
absurd with
trying to
this.
make this seem like it's a much better move than it is. And I think that they had to do something like this
But Mark,
to
who's
do something
saying
because
it's
you
good? But
couldn't.
Mark, who's saying it's gonna work? I'm not saying it's gonna work. I'm
Oh
just
no,
saying
it's
the
question
All
mark.
fact
right.
that
So
there's
how many games
upside
do you
on
think
it.
they win with this
Mark,
move?
I
With
don't
this
know yet.
win
I want
total
to see.
shit.
Mark, I want to see the draft. I want to
See,
see
this is
who
what I'm
else they
talking about. I
bring in.
can't. I can't. Okay.
I,
Hey, Mark. Mark, let's be real. You can't ask nobody how many wins do you expect, and the roster
Why?
isn't even filled out yet because it's not filled out yet. The draft ain't even here yet. Like, I mean, uh, come on. In free agent, it's day one of free agency, and you asking
If I
about win
can't ask
total.
questions, I'm not sure what I'm doing here.
but Mark, why do
What?
you
Like
have
I
to
can
ask
ask
it?
That's
questions
crazy.
framed for
June,
conversation. That's what I do.
I'm just asking one question because I'm not going to gang up because then Mark's going to really get frustrated.
Go ahead.
Mark, why are you saying this? That it's I'm lost. Please, like
Two.
explain this. I'm not even trying to like get on you for this, but Mark, where are you? Why are you all of a sudden? You're worse than June, to be
He,
honest.
look, because again, I'm being consistent with regard to what I'm seeing from watching the games, from seeing Justin Fields' progression. And
Hmm.
what has me boggled is that you've got what the sort of offense that Tanner Engstrom, I think, would prefer to run based off of what he said and what Detroit has done, then like all of that. And Tanner Engstrom wants to distribute the football. Like his job at Detroit was distributing the football again amongst a lot of talented players. And now you're bringing in Justin Fields, who
Hmm.
really is a Pickens merchant. And then he's a Fryermuth merchant. And
Okay.
then he runs.
Okay.
So this is
So
what. So they need to fix. I think Tanner Engstrom just made his job a lot more difficult. And
why, Mark?
hiding
He
these two
brings in.
guys,
Go
well,
ahead.
because I know there's no expectations now for them
But
because if they say it
but
doesn't work, you're good.
Mark Fields brings something that we haven't had. Look at what the Bills have with Josh Allen. If
Yeah, but
everything
Pete
breaks, Mark, can
is
I
different always.
finish?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Mark, I'm just saying, like what the Bills have with Josh Allen, and I'm not comparing Fields to Josh Allen, but you said it too. Oh, the Bills have to rely on Josh Allen because none of their Legion of Twos could get open. So same with Fields now. If they
Okay,
can't
we
get
can't.
open, then Mark, then
He
they
did
have
say
a
that.
different
He did
dynamic.
say that.
You
I remember
Mark,
him
he
cannot.
saying it.
didn't say that though.
You okay? You cannot. Okay, first off, you cannot compare a veteran, mature, developed quarterback like Josh Allen, who just won the MVP.
Mark, I'm not.
Okay,
I
and
just
hold on,
stated that, Mark. I
listen to
just
me. But
stated.
oh,
Mark, I just stated that. I'm just saying you compared Josh Allen last year, and I'm saying now that the Jets have
oh
this. I
man,
am not comparing Justin Fields. He's not even in the same conversation as Josh
listen,
Allen.
listen to what I'm saying. The when you remove Diggs and Gabe Davis from that offense, and now what I said is you're going to put more pressure on Josh Allen and on Joe Brady, but Josh Allen is like we know what Josh Allen is. And Joe Brady was showing some late state, like he was showing second half season success with Josh Allen. So that was a calculated risk, and the percentage chance they were going to be like they were going to make it work was a lot higher than we've seen like a 6 game sample size out of Justin Fields, where the Steelers defense was standing on its head. and it's a different scheme. This is
So
totally
you're not
different.
willing to take a chance this year and do something out of the box that the Jets have never done and got right? Why not?
No,
Everybody's
listen.
but Mark, you were cutting on fans all off season about
Yes.
Mark, seriously now. Let me
He
cook
right.
you,
He
Mark.
right. He
Mark,
right.
I never do this, Mark.
You need
But
you
you
need
were
some
the
salt.
same guy that was cutting on fans. Oh, well, folks come up here and want to just, dismiss Aaron Glenn for this and that. And you
Cook
said
him
it,
up.
you said
I
it,
like Glenn.
Mark,
Cook
insultingly,
cook him
like,
up.
and now, you're completely backtracking of what you're saying, Mark.
Cook him
No,
up.
no.
Cook him
Mark,
up.
The
how are
Cook him
you,
same
up.
but Mark, how are you not backtracking this?
because
Please
the
Saute
same.
Mark.
explain.
I'm
Guys,
Saute
I'm
trying
Mark.
sorry.
to.
I know there's hands up, but
I got
I
my
had to
plate.
do
Sauteed
this.
Mark. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Don't
All
keep
right,
cooking.
because
Keep cooking.
June.
It
No,
smells
I don't
lovely.
like talking. I don't like
All
talking
right,
like this.
look.
Let Mark
I
dominate the
like.
conversation.
Uh, all right, I like Aaron Glenn. Okay, I like that he wants to hold folks accountable. I think that the partnership between Glenn and Muji, I think it can work. Okay,
Mark,
and
but wait,
this.
Mark, I know I'm interrupting now. Mark, just go to
Yeah.
what I want you to comment on what I said. I don't care about the accountability with Aaron Glenn right now.
All right, let's
I'm
go to
talking
Justin
about
Fields.
what you said.
Okay, let's go to Justin Fields. You said, Mark, isn't it don't be out or something like that on the fact that it's going to be different with Justin Fields, that it'll be something that we haven't seen. You're right. This is going to be something we haven't seen. I'm just trying to tell you that different isn't necessarily better. And when I see a Steelers team that's scoring 18 points, 13 points, 20 points, and then yeah, they started to look a little better like the week 6 game, and I have to watch all 6. Granted, I need to watch these games and see how he was, because apparently he was doing better
Mark, you're
before he
going
got
off
benched.
topic though. Mark, I don't
We're
care about the Steelers 6 games, 6 weeks. Yes, they
okay.
Deflection.
benched him.
So we don't care about his
Deflection.
recent play to try to figure out what his current play is going to look
Mark,
like.
you were the same guy that said, "Oh, if the Jets
Yes, he
score
was.
over 18 points
Yes, cook
with
him.
Rodgers and
Cook
Salah,
him. Cook
that we're
his
gonna
ass.
win." Who
Cook him.
cares about the points now?
Fry
If
him
we
up.
get 18
I
points,
care about the
and
points
Fry
okay,
him
so
up.
now, okay, Mark. So
because
Fry him
look,
you
up.
know what?
Carolina league average points, Pete, was last year was 22.6. Over that stretch in don't you guys remember how we were like, man, the Steelers defense is like best
And
team in
how many
football.
games did the
This is
Jets?
incredible.
How many points did the Jets average
Cook
last year,
his
Mark?
ass.
Since you have the stats,
The
Cook
first
his
6 was
ass.
rough,
Mark.
rough.
How many points did the Jets
Deflection.
average for the
Deflection.
year?
Here, let me
Deflection.
pull it up.
The deflector. Cook him.
Let me
Please.
Cook
pull it
his
up.
ass, Peter. Cook him. Chef
Let's
Peter
see.
in this
Point
building.
points at the
Cook his
Jets
ass.
And
Tired of
Mark,
this
I'm
average
shit.
not
amount of
Cook
yelling
him.
at
points.
you.
No,
I just
listen, I'm
don't
not
want
taking.
Don't
anybody to
worry about
Dude,
it.
interrupt
I'm not
Fuck it.
taking
here.
Yell at
shit.
him.
Vince,
Yell at his ass. He need it. Cook
Vince,
his
I'll get
ass.
to you, and
Cook
guys,
his
my
ass
bad.
this morning.
But I just don't want to
Let's
get
see.
it.
We having sauteed Mark for breakfast. Get his ass.
Let's see. Last year, the Jets at all. So the whole year, the
Yes,
Jets
Mark,
averaged
just
19.
go ahead. Go
Pete, I'm
ahead.
trying to give you the numbers, and
I'm
you're
sorry.
interrupting me, dude. The
Sorry.
Jets averaged 19.9 points a game last year. They ranked 24th out of 32 teams. I think the first 6 games, it was rough and tumble for the offense. The Jets had a stretch where they were averaging like 25 points a game. I need to pull that part up too. I think that was probably
I'm
after week
sorry, Mark. I
6.
apologize for
Man, don't
interrupting
No,
you.
you're
apologize.
good,
Fuck
man.
that. Come on. Damn that. Take
No,
the
June,
gloves
you're
off.
next, and then
Cook his ass.
no.
Cook him.
I'm not worried. I got
Cook him.
off season to do
Cook
that.
him.
Jets
I
average
I
after week
I heard
6.
sauteed
June,
Mark.
go
I
ahead.
heard sauteed Mark in the morning is wonderful. Cook his ass. Cook him.
Well, June, if you don't have anything, I'm gonna unmute and get to the rest, and then
No,
we're
no,
gonna
no.
close.
Listen, I love my. I want to have all my brothers talk anyway, so I'm mute. Go ahead.
I don't. Vince, go ahead, and Vince, go ahead.
Good morning, guys.
What up,
Sorry for the
Vince?
wait, bro.
Good morning. Good morning. So, I just love that somebody who's clamoring for Aaron Rodgers is really shitting on a quarterback decision
Yeah, is
this
this
morning.
shit crazy?
That's what I
Can I
really
get a
get.
sauteed mark,
Yeah,
please?
yeah,
Here's
everybody can. I need more
here's
chefs in on this shit. Go ahead, Vince.
here's the thing about Justin Fields' 6 games, right? Everybody's got this little common misconception
Vince,
about
can
hey
you read a
Fields.
defense? I'd like to get an answer for that, please.
Okay, so
Have a sauteed Mark with cheese, please.
here's the thing about
All right, can we not interrupt
The
Vince,
entrance,
please?
the entrance question is, can he read a defense? And then I want to hear the rest of the take.
Well,
Thank
here's the thing about obviously he can because in those 6 games, okay, when we talk about those 6 games, because that's all we have as a sample size. Justin Fields had 5 touchdown throws, 1 interception, 5 rushing touchdowns. Okay, so for in those 6 games, now Justin Fields had 10 total touchdowns and 1 total interception. So let's
Yes.
jump back and let's compare our season last year with Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, Mark's
Oh,
favorite Aaron Rodgers. In those 6 games, the first 6 games, he had 9 touchdowns, five
and 5
interceptions. So then we'll
interceptions.
talk.
Yes.
So then hold on. We'll talk about points per game because that's what we just clamored about. So in the 6 games that Justin Fields had, the Steelers' offense averaged 20.6 points per game, which is higher than the 19 points per game that Aaron Rodgers and the Jets offense averaged last year. So we're sitting here basically shitting on Justin Fields over 6 games where he did go 4-2, and we're not really realizing that we're comparing him to a offense in the Jets and a quarterback in the Jets that, Mark, respectfully, you were all over people for not wanting to bring back and saying that can Justin Fields read a defense? Well, in 6 games, he read a defense a hell of a lot better than our quarterback did through 17 games. So I really think that everybody's really over freaking out about Justin Fields. It's a fine deal. It's something that gives the offense a little bit of change. It's a little bit of difference in our offense. Garrett Wilson's going to be happy as a pig in shit. Okay, and
Kids excitement.
which is
Yep.
important. And
Cook
I
'em.
think that for the most part, let's see how it works and let's see what more we can do. But to sit here and shit on it and compare it because he can't read a defense is not true.
Did you watch those games?
I did, yes.
Okay, what did you see? Was he feeding Pickens, feeding Fryermuth, and taking off because he couldn't process and
I saw.
operating off
I also
schedule?
saw
Or did you
what
see
I.
something
He
different?
was he
What
he
I
was
saw.
he was feeding Calvin Austin. Yeah, you don't like to mention that fact. Remember, Calvin Austin in a couple of those games had 90 receiving yards.
Well, here's also regardless of
Oh,
that, of
man.
who it was, when you think about it, in those 6 games, another stat for you, he had 54 incompletions. That's 9 incompletions a game. So the matter of who he's throwing the ball to, he's throwing the ball with accuracy. I don't care if it's the Fryer move. I don't care if
What?
Pat Fry, if
Can I ask a question?
Sure,
Um,
Wait,
please.
let Vince was going somewhere with this though.
no,
Let
but
yeah,
Vince.
it's like
that's what I want.
the thing is, I don't care, and I don't think I don't think anybody else, and I could be different unless you're a fantasy football player. I don't care if next year Garrett Wilson has 15 catches for 280 yards in a game, and the Jets win the game, and as long as he can get open and catch the ball, I don't think any of us are gonna give a really a crap who is getting the targets, who's getting the receptions, as long as points are getting on the board and the Jets are winning games. So to say he's a Fryer Muth magnet, I don't give a shit. He didn't complete 9 passes on average in a game. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, there's no argument from me unless we lost the space.
100%. Cook his ass.
And
He's
listen, I understand Mark's on an island. I hear people saying, oh, fire Mark. Come on, we're not firing Mark. All right, but Mark's not being demoted or fired. He will get Mark. Mark, can you come off of mute?
oh
Because
shit. Wait.
this
And
is it.
June had him
Yeah, I'm
salted.
Wait.
Mark,
here. I'm
Mark, this is a
still, I'm
this
reeling
is a
from, I can't, I don't care about the
Mark.
Fryermuth.
This
I'm
is a
Hey,
reeling.
fish
yo.
fry. This is a fish fry, Mark. Are you a
Hey,
Dolphin fan
hey,
today?
Breaking
yo.
breaking news today all
Oh
over
shit.
ESPN and everything. Mark
Wait.
sauteed by June.
Wait. Hey, wait. Hey, wait.
Hold on
We got.
now.
Wait,
Yo,
Pete. We.
Vince, are you done? Because I got to rotate people.
No,
Are
no,
you
I'm
good?
done. I got to go to the doctor.
Hey,
Thank you.
Vince, thanks. Good
Vince,
luck,
we
man.
love
See
you,
you
brother.
soon.
We appreciate your input on his cooking right here. We got 2 more chefs. Is Whittle and then Jim. Whittle, Chef Whittle, get on this, brother.
Mark, you're completely right, and the rest of these guys
What
are
type
wrong.
of bullshit?
You are
Talk to him,
complete.
Whittle.
Don't interrupt. You said you don't want to
Talk
interrupt.
to him, Whittle.
Mark, you are completely right. Go back and watch those games. Fields was checking the ball down, tight end, quick outs, easy reads, a lot of yards after the catch, a lot of broken plays because he's a scrambling quarterback where he was able to suck the defense in and make plays down the field because guys are worried about him running. Go look at the schedule for their first 6 games. They played the Falcons with Kirk
So he did
Cousins.
everything
And
that
then
Aaron
score.
So
Rodgers
He
so
did
did.
They played the
so is that
without
a
Falcons
throwing the
bad
ball
with
thing?
downfield.
Kirk
Wait.
Cousins.
I'm trying to understand. Is that a bad
All
thing?
right, I can't mute June. Can we let Whittle proceed, please, with this? I want to hear what he has to say. That's my mute, Whittle. Sorry, go ahead.
It's not unmuted, Mark. Go
Like,
ahead.
God damn, June.
They played Atlanta with Kirk Cousins. They played Denver before Denver realized how good they were. They played the Chargers before the Chargers had an offensive identity. Like they played a lot of these teams. Like it looks good, but you go back and watch those games. Those teams were not good at the beginning of the year.
And
They
we
were
barely
not,
scored
and they barely score points. The only reason they were winning. The
because
reason
that
they went to,
defense.
to to Russell Wilson, they went to Russell Wilson because Pickens was pissed because he wasn't getting the football. Justin Fields, all this talk about Justin Fields being able to read a defense is BS. It's lies. If somebody, Vince, I'm sorry, you're one of the more knowledgeable fans. Vince, there's no way you watch those games and came away with, yeah, Justin Fields is reading the defense. No, he's not. He does not throw the football with anticipation. If you put him in an RPO system, he's going to be late. He's going to turn the football over, and he's going to run. You're going to have a hell of a running game, but he's going to be late. He's going to turn the football over in an RPO system, and you guys are going to be calling for his head by week 6.
Yo,
But I
Pete,
like the move. I like the move because I'm in your division, and I mean, I don't think he's good. So
Pete, this space is recorded, right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
June, but he didn't tell you a lot of.
listen, June,
What y'all
June,
talking
June.
about?
I
Y'all didn't
told the
watch our
Steelers fans,
games.
listen, I went into 6-time champ lounge last year at the beginning of the season and told them the best chance they had to win was Russell Wilson.
He
They
did.
yelled me down. They called me all types of
He
names.
did.
Told me I didn't know shit.
He did.
And what happened?
So wait. Can I ask you a question? Why didn't Russell Wilson win then? Well, like why did at the end of the season he just like bottomed
I
out?
I have no. That is. I mean the only answer I can come up with that makes any sense is he had
Hmm.
money on the games because he played like dog. I have no idea why he played as poorly as he played over the last 5 games of the regular season. It made
My point
no
exactly, right
sense.
there.
I have no idea why he played that bad because he. I don't
Can I
know if
ask you
he
a
had
question?
And he
a
honestly wasn't
prolonged
playing bad in that
concussion.
Ravens
Wait,
game until he fumbled.
Bro, the
wait.
Ravens game when he decided to head up the safety instead of sliding,
Right. That was
it
the
was
that was the end of
downhill.
it.
From
Hmm.
that point forward, bro, he played like dog shit for the
Hmm.
rest of the year. I don't know what happened after that.
Okay, Whittle. Now Whittle, let me just ask you two questions, and then we can just get past this. Would you say that the Steelers have an above average line, average line, or a below average line?
I think they have an above average line. Like
You you
I think their tackles are okay. Their interior guys
you
last
think
year
they
were
have an
young.
above average line?
Bruh, June, we had
Bro,
two rookies starting. What are you
what do
talking
you?
about?
I
Shut
Yeah,
don't
bro.
up.
care.
What are you talking?
Whoa.
Wait,
Coach, chill, Coach. I'm talking to Whittle. Go ahead, Whittle.
Yeah. No, they had a young interior last year with Frazier and McCormick. Um, but I think it was Dan Moore Jr. was the left tackle and Jones was the right tackle. Those guys are solid starters. They're not world beaters, but they're solid starters.
And Frazier was on the all rookie team.
Yeah, like they they
Hello?
they had an above average line. Like Najee Harris is slow as shit, and he runs for 1,000 yards every year with them. There's a
Wow.
reason, bro.
Okay, now
Has
now,
Has Brees
All
ever
right.
got 1,000? Hello?
bro, I'm not comparing Brees to nobody. You talking to the wrong person about Brees. I want him out of here. But anyway, my second question to you, Whittle, was Besides Pickens, who else do they have in their wide receiver room?
So they got Calvin Austin Jr., kid out of Memphis. Axos Gardner.
He said
Calvin
Sauce
Austin
Gardner.
the third is a beast. Like I like Calvin Austin
Fryermuth,
a lot. I wanted the Bills to draft Calvin Austin. Yeah, Pat Fryer moving tight end. Um, Jalen Warren didn't get enough passes. Like they have some guys. They don't have a
Bro, we
lot of
had
guys.
weapons. We had
Yeah,
weapons,
they
bro.
they
In the
have
Like,
some.
wide
stop
But
it.
receiver room,
Stop it.
in the wide receiver. No, look, I'm not talking about tight end. I'm talking about in the wide receiver room. Besides Pickens,
But
We don't
Junior.
it's more
want to
than the
talk
wide
about the
receivers that
tight
catch
end.
the ball.
There's
What
Pickens
the
and
enough
fuck?
Calvin
arguing.
Well,
Austin, bro.
we got it.
Pickens and Calvin
Yeah,
Austin.
guys, real quick, we got to get everybody in. I'm up against the hour here. I got to get out of here. So I see
And one of your
Alex.
boys was in here just sucking off Calvin Austin. So what are we talking
who
about?
was
Alex
What's
sucking
and
up,
off
guys?
Calvin
Ralph.
Austin? That's nasty.
Abby.
Bro,
What's up,
he just said Calvin Austin had two
Coach?
90-yard games when
Coach,
Justin was starting.
Coach,
Hello?
That's nasty.
Coach. You're gonna learn how to have jet conversations soon,
That
since
is that
you're
is that
coming
is that
over
is
to
true though.
us.
Like Kelvin Austin
So,
had a couple, like he had a couple
Alex,
Yeah,
ninety
what's
yard
go
up,
ahead,
games.
guys?
Alex.
Whittle, good
Hey.
to see you, brother.
What's
Yeah,
up,
I
bro?
kind of agree with Whittle. I mean, there is nothing that Fields has done as a pro consistently that makes you say they're going to have a consistent high scoring offense. Nothing. Zero.
Alex,
He's,
Alex, can I ask you a question?
yeah,
Do you think would you say that Justin Fields has had a fair shot in the places that he's been
here's my
in
thoughts on
Pittsburgh
when these
and in Chicago?
Here's my thoughts on when these quarterbacks fail. Yes, they've had a fair shot. Part of it is on him to make the players better as well.
To play well.
I think it's a complete excuse. And I'm not saying he
Wow.
can't be the guy now. Everything is coaching, system, philosophy, and confidence. So look, yes, he's had opportunities. He went to Chicago. All right, we know Chicago quarterbacks go to die like us. He went to Pittsburgh, couldn't really beat out Russ. And look, now he's with us. Let's see what our team can do with him. I like it because it's low risk, high reward. And that's that. So you have to give look, we all know in the NFL, you got to find your guy. You got to take as many swings at the quarterback as you can. Not many 26-year-olds get on the market, that at least have had mild success. What other quarterbacks were available? Daniel Jones? I don't know. So look, if it doesn't work, and if he has a decent year, it doesn't prevent the Jets from taking a quarterback in the first round next year. My believe it or not, my only gripe is if he's okay and the Jets go 7-10, I would have rather have gone 4-13. And I know that
Mm.
sounds crazy, but not
No,
really.
no, 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 no. It don't sound
You
crazy.
know what I'm
I
saying?
get what you
So
mean. Yeah.
look, it's and we don't know the outcome. It's with a much higher percentage chance, much higher, that this will not work out. And that's just the reality of the NFL. It has nothing to
Yeah.
do with Fields or anything. We're rooting our asses off, that all of it works and that we
Some of
don't.
us.
Alex, was there any option this year that would have worked out?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think out of
Exactly.
all the
There you go.
options, Fields gives you at least the best swing and the highest upside. But
Yes.
everything, in my opinion, everything Whittle said is right. It's check down, check down, check down, awful pocket presence. He's going to run with the football, and he does throw a nice deep ball. But his short to
Very nice.
intermediate game
Fact.
and his ability to sense shit in the pocket is awful. It's Zach Wilson bad. So we are going to be aggravated by week 6 if the light bulb doesn't come on for him. And that's that. And it has nothing to do
Yep.
with this skill guy or that skill guy. It has to do with Fields, and he can't see the field, and he hasn't made anyone better. So does the light bulb go on at 26? Probably not. But you have to take a chance.
It's
And
our
And
and
Joe,
reclamation
and
project,
Joe,
right?
my last question is Garrett Wilson better than Pickens? Yes or no?
is he better than who?
Pickens,
I think
yes or
it's
no?
comparable. I
Mm.
think that's
I can't
close.
answer that. Coach, I can't answer that. It's very close.
Yeah, again, I
I
think the
can't answer that.
receiver, it all comes down to system, philosophy, quarterback. consistent, all that shit. So I don't know. Who gives a shit? And I don't mean that in a bad
Alex, quick
way.
question to
You
you.
know, they're both in shit positions with quarterbacks,
Alex, quick question to you. Sam Darnold,
right?
3 years, $100 million for the Jets, or
No,
Justin Fields,
Fields.
2
No,
years?
Fields.
Okay,
Not even
thank you.
close. Not even
Thank
a
you.
Hey,
discussion.
can I
Wow,
ask
that was
Alex
a
then?
nasty carom shot at
Yes, it
Mark.
was. I love that.
I just
What
want
did
to
he catch?
ask
The
Mark
buck?
why Sam has been on 5 NFL
No,
teams.
Sam,
Why?
listen, we know this, and this is not a look. You got to teams look at quarterbacks and say, I can win games with them. I think Sam will win
Mm-hmm.
games, and he's in a good spot. Good running game, good defense. So I think if they could limit his turnovers, he'll be okay. But Sam, in my opinion, is never hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, and that's all I give a shit about.
Yeah,
If
Yeah,
let's
he
he
get.
lost Justin
All right,
Jefferson.
guys. Yeah, we got to get to name. Alex, thanks.
Yeah.
I got Santucci, Ground, and Tom. I gotta close. Please, just be quick. I gotta go. I
I
don't
just
want
got
to
a
be
quick
rude.
question. Just a quick question. Does with DJ Reed leaving, does that mean Sauce Gardner's going to get a bag of money?
Yes. Yep.
Yep,
Don't
and
hate
get the
it.
Kleenex ready for June. What's the
Oh,
next
Yep,
question?
stop.
get it ready.
You're paying Sauce every dime. Let's go. Stop it. Do you know how hard
Yep.
it is to fill these positions in the NFL? Come on now.
And you know what, Alex? I actually like what Sauce said. He said any corner that plays opposite of me is going to
Look
ball.
at me.
I like
He's
that.
a great player. He's 23 years old. He's already been a two-time All-Pro. Who gives a shit that he had a down year? He's healthy. He's with a good defensive guy. Sauce is a keeper. You don't have to worry about CB1. Now you just got to fill the other parts of the secondary. That's it.
Yep.
And then
Ground, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's
that
it.
was a good move for Cisco yesterday too. That's a good move.
Yeah. Ground, you ready?
Listen,
Go ahead.
listen. Normally, I think Mark's takes are worse than June's and Petey's normally, but today he made a lot of good points. He made a lot of good points today.
Please, please,
You know,
please,
again,
please
like
tell me one of them.
I was gonna
Ground,
say, give
ground,
me
Oh,
what,
the.
ground,
nice.
I came
Oh,
on.
what
nice.
take? Okay.
I'm
What
going to do
take did I
this
do? I
because
didn't do this.
Ground's getting interrupted. Can we hear from Ground, please?
Oh, yeah. Now, because the favor's on your side, you're not
Shit.
getting up. You're not getting upset,
Of
Mark.
course. Exactly.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
last
Go
two
ahead.
speakers have agreed with me. This is speaker number 3, and third time's a charm. Go ahead, Ground.
Another Aaron Rodgers fan, mind
That's
you.
a delayed mute, Ground. Sorry.
Mark's yelling in the
okay,
phone that
number
I got
number one,
muted.
number one, number one. I do agree. Like everybody's sitting here crushing Sam Darnold, and he had an amazing year. And you look at what he did. I mean, shit, man. If let me tell you this: if fucking Justin Fields does 80% of what Sam Darnold did last year, we're gonna be fucking freaking we're not gonna know what the fuck to do with ourselves. But at the end of the and the friggin' Vikings are they let him go for a guy they don't know who could play quarterback.
Ground, what if he does 80%
Okay.
of what Sam does this coming year?
Then yeah, they did great.
Got it.
They did phenomenal. But yet that's a what if. The thing is, the fact is, right, is that you paired Sam with O'Connell, and now you're pairing Fields with a first time. This is true. You're pairing him with a first time coordinator that doesn't coach this style of quarterback, and this style of quarterback doesn't really fit with this style of coach. I would hope it's not a square peg in a round hole. I mean, but more like a round peg in a square hole, because at least it fits. You're just not filling out all the potential of what the offense could do. Mark made a lot of good points, and I know you guys didn't like them because they kind of hurt. But
They kind of hurt.
June, this is Team Aaron Rodgers. This is what's happening right
Kind
now.
of
This is the
hurt.
Aaron Rodgers team.
Are you kidding me right now?
Buckeye, part of that is true. It is. Hey, listen, nobody's paying money to see Justin Fields. Okay, that's all I'm
Wow.
saying. That's all I'm saying. They're
Hey,
Wow.
paying money
I
to
ain't
see
saying
Aaron
all that.
Rodgers.
I ain't saying all that. We talk about on the field.
Wait,
Can
Zig.
I say something,
Hey,
please? It'd
Zig.
be great if the 34th team turned into the All 22 team,
Wait.
because then we might agree a bit more. That's all I got to say.
Hey, Zig, you go after Mark. Go ahead.
Yes, but Zig,
Mm-hmm.
compare your line to the
Mm-hmm.
Jets line.
Wait a
So right, so
second.
right, so
How
right. So
many
you
how
go
many
back.
yards
Don't
Hold
did
on,
cut
hold
him
on,
Dak
hold
off.
on,
Wait,
have?
wait, wait,
hold
wait,
on,
wait,
hold
wait.
on, hold on, hold
Go
on,
ahead,
hold on,
Let
hold
Zig.
him
on.
go. Don't cut him off,
Please,
guys.
please,
Zig, guys.
please, please.
Boy, it's getting
So
nasty in
so
here.
so you compare it the line, right? You compare it the line. You know what the Lions had in 21? We had a decent O line, just like the Jets. You know what we did with the seventh overall pick, like y'all got now? We drafted Panay Sewell. Mimble was right
Mm.
there. Mimble is right
Yes,
there.
he is.
That's gonna take your offensive line and make it a strength in the room, bro. That's gonna make your
Mm-hmm.
team a physical team. Y'all gonna run the ball. Does time of possession
Mm-hmm.
help a
There
quarterback?
you go.
Yes.
Facts.
Yes,
Yes.
right, right. Does a good defense help a quarterback?
Yes.
So when y'all are we saying Justin Fields is gonna throw for 4,500 yards and 30
No.
touchdowns? No,
No. No.
no. He's this there to make y'all team a more physical team, and y'all gonna draft the trenches, and y'all gonna play tough ball. Y'all not gonna beat Buffalo. Y'all not going to the playoffs, but this is a good starting block for y'all to
I agree
change
with
y'all
Yes.
that.
culture, which it is a
Yeah.
tough team. So look with Cisco, right? Y'all signed Cisco. Y'all signed Cisco because when he was with the Jags, he called them out for playing lazy. He's a hard worker. He's a leader. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to command that
Hold
defense to
on.
fly around just like Aaron Glenn. You know what I mean? So it's just like
Yes.
if y'all draft a tackle and y'all draft a nose tackle in the second round, you get a tight
Mm-hmm.
end because that also helps a quarterback. Elijah Royal in the third
Yes.
round. You know
That's
what I
my
mean?
that's my guy.
That all of that hurt. All of that helps a quarterback, a young quarterback, and y'all still get a position to play football or draft a quarterback next year if it doesn't
Yo,
work
who's
out.
talking right
It's
now?
like
Because they're
y'all
talking
own
ball. Zig,
Zig,
what's up?
Zig,
That's
Zig
Zig
is a
right there.
lion.
That's my guy
Zig,
Zig.
Zig,
He's a
Zig is a
Detroit
lion
Lions
tamer.
Hey,
fan. Yes,
Zig, hey,
continue.
Zig,
Y'all,
hey,
Zig, hold
Zig,
on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Zig,
hold
Yeah,
on,
Zig,
hold
I
on,
got a
but
hold on, hold
but
on,
question.
hold
here,
on,
hold on,
Zig,
hold
I
on,
got a
hold on,
question.
he's
hold on, hold on,
but you
hold on,
said
Let,
hold
you
on, hold
said
on.
let him
Just one
Detroit
cook.
was a
second.
Wait, wait,
running
wait, wait,
team.
Nah,
wait,
but
wait, wait.
Zig,
One more
Don't
Zig,
second.
stop.
Let him
Zig,
finish.
Let him cook.
Zig,
Uh,
Zig, can you tell me that Mimbo is more Penei Sewell and not Ike Ekwonu?
you
Go
guys
ahead,
are
I'm with.
you're flipping it. Y'all going to be a tough team, and the fact that y'all got Justin Fields goes to the point that y'all going to try to be a more physical team. We ran
Zig
the
ignored
ball
you,
in
Whittle.
Detroit. I didn't
Listen,
hear
you
you.
know what I would like on
I
the
can't
Jets,
hear you.
though, for Justin Fields?
I
He
can't hear
needs a
with him.
deep threat. He throws
Okay.
such a nice
Hey,
deep
look.
ball.
Hold on, Alex. You know we drafted Panay Sewell right in the first with the seventh round pick. I mean with the seventh
Right,
overall pick. We
right.
drafted
But
St. Brown in the fourth round. All y'all people talking about skill
mm,
positions and stuff like that, bro. That's not how y'all win.
I
When the last
agree,
time?
bro. You're preaching
Hold
to
on,
the
hold on, Alex,
choir. To me, it's build the
Just
trenches. Yeah,
hold on. Word. Just what besides Brock Bowers and I don't like him, but T.J. Hawkinson. What other top 10 tight end did anything? They all they all they
facts.
all boil over, bro. So picking a tight end or wanting a tight end at 7 is just
a
crazy to me
joke,
when
bro.
y'all have
Ziggy, you're right.
Thank
It's a
you. Thank
joke.
when
you.
y'all have
Thank
It is
you.
a
when y'all have
joke.
Thank
a
you.
glaring hole at right
Thank you.
tackle
Thank
and
you.
Yeah,
y'all can make y'all offensive line a fucking
Brown.
strength. You know
Yes,
what
Brown.
Ziggy,
Panay
Yes,
speak
Sewell
it,
is,
bro.
bro? Look,
Talk,
hold on.
talk.
Yes.
Panay
Brown,
Sewell
finish
is a
your point
weapon.
after him, and then I'm
Hold on.
closing.
Petey. Panay
Yeah,
Sewell is a weapon. That's an offensive lineman. Mimble
absolutely.
is a
Yes.
Yeah,
Mimble is an athletic freak that can
Yes.
play in zone or power. That's a weapon. So
100%.
Yes.
come
100%.
on, man. Listen to this fan base. Like, I want to root for y'all because it's Aaron Glenn. And I really think that he gonna change the culture. But just hearing y'all just stresses me the fuck out, bro. Because we were the same way. We were the exact same way,
Ziggy, could
bro.
you
And that's
imagine
how.
the entire fan base, most of it? And I know we have to get weapons, but last year it was Bowers over Olu, and this year it's Tyler Warren over the best lineman at
Yes.
7. It's sickening. We're
Yes.
all watching
Yes.
NFL
Yes.
games for 60 fucking years. It's the same formula on how to hoist the trophy. Same formula.
Yep.
Stack the line with the
Yep.
most
Look. Wait.
talented people and go
Wait.
smash people. And I got to hear
And
about
look,
Wait. Wait.
Ted
Wait.
fucking
Alex. Wait.
go ahead,
Look.
Zig,
McMillan.
I
go
got a
ahead, go ahead,
question,
Look.
Zig.
Oh,
go
Look.
dear
ahead, go ahead, go
Lord,
ahead.
Zig, I
God,
got a
help me.
question.
Okay, what's
Zig,
up?
can you promise these Jet fans that Mimbo is more Penei Sewell and less and not Ike Ekwonu? Because Ike Ekwonu came in not as the best lineman
Right,
in the draft. He was in the draft, and he ended up tearing up the combine. And he
right.
went down. He got drafted by Carolina, He's been terrible. He has not been good. He had a solid year this past year,
No, he's
but
pretty
this
good,
is
Winner. I agree. He
going to
hasn't
be his
been
third
sixth
season.
pick, but he's been pretty good. His second year was bad. He was a good rookie.
He's been okay. He's
Right.
been
I
okay.
agree.
I
He has not
I
lived up to
think
the sixth pick. He has not.
That's what I'm
I
saying. Like
think, but like
we
these
throw
guys,
Penny Sewell's name around, but you're not gonna
no,
find a Penny Sewell in every
But
draft. You're not gonna
Whittle,
like
from
that's
no,
not
what
a
they've
that's a
been
lineman.
fact.
You
saying,
don't
That's
find
a
those
fact.
guys often.
Whittle, from
I
what
don't
they
know
were
that. I
saying,
don't know that.
his tape
I don't
backs
know
up
that
the measurables.
Mimbo is gonna be good. I don't know if Mimbo's gonna be that
Hey,
good.
but look, right? That Peninsula is generational. I don't know if Member is going to be generational, right? It's a blessing that the Bengals took. You know what I'm saying? It worked out for both of us because they both got Hall of Fame trajectories, right? But the thing is, bro, Memble can play in both schemes, and you look at all the edges he went against the Nick Scortons. He shut them down, bro, and he can move to the second level. He's an athletic freak, man, and I just think
Hmm.
that with a glaring hole at right tackle going against Buffalo, going against the Patriots that just spent the bag on D linemen, y'all need to shore up the offensive line.
Yeah. All right. Hold on 1 second here,
Yeah,
June. I'm gonna be like Alex. June, you got anything to say? June,
yeah. Look, look, look,
Alex,
look.
I hear you.
Actually, I do. Now listen. Over the past weeks, I've been sitting there saying I wanted Ted McMillan at with the seventh pick, I was basing that off Moses coming back. Now that he's not coming back and he's in New England, I'm I'm 100% on for Mimble with the seventh pick. Not a tight end because once again it's one of the deepest tight end drafts. So why would you sit there and do that? Like you said, if I could come back and get Arroyo, why wouldn't I do that? I'm going with
Tyreek
Mimble
Williams
with the seventh
in the
pick.
second round, and now you got Q running around with his hair on fire because he not facing double teams. You got a guy that could take double teams off of him, bro. Come on, man.
It's one of the deepest interior defensive linemen and tight end draft. Why
All
wouldn't you
right.
do it? You don't have to sit there and spend it in the
Y'all have a
first
good
round.
one, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for letting
Zig,
me
be
talk.
well.
Zig,
Good look,
thanks,
Yeah,
man.
Zin.
Alex, I got to close ground. I know you got cut off like 10 times. If you got something to say it now.
Well, listen, I understand that Detroit was a running team, but he left out the fact that Goff was like the top four in MVP and he threw for like 4,500 yards. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were more of a balanced offense than anything else. And they had supreme talent at
But
running back. And they have supreme talent at offensive line. So, like, and listen, they got to the defenses have to respect the run. They have to respect the pass against Detroit. They have no choice. They have everything. They had everything going for them. They had the innovative offense. They had the talent. They had physical play. Penei Sewell, not only is he a great right tackle, he's also extremely physical. He's a fucking angry Samoan, man. He's a mauler, man.
Hey,
He's
Listen,
got he
You're a big fan of
I
him.
back up
hey,
everything you
Brown,
say.
Brown,
What the Jets
Brown.
need is play action. Fields is a good
Yeah,
deep. The Jets should be going deep three
yes,
bro.
times
Hold
a
on,
game. I want
Alex.
60 deep
yes.
balls this year.
I just want to refute
Yeah.
ground, right? And in 2021, Dan Campbell was throwing Jared Goff under the bus. In 2022, he was throwing him under the bus until he took over plays and fired Anthony Lynn, and then he let Ben Johnson take the reins. You know what I mean? Going into the 23 season, and in 2021, we had DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Mm-hmm.
didn't have David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs. We did that because I
Well,
mean
I was
Jamal.
primarily referring to
But no,
the past two seasons,
no, I
but
was more so talking about the 21 season because y'all had the 7th round pick, we had a 7th round pick. Y'all have a decent O line, we had a decent O line. So it's kind of like on some deja vu shit. But and we had Deshaun Elliott that we signed that's with the Steelers now that everybody loved who went to the Dolphins afterwards and stuff like that. But you know we weren't this team. We went 3-13. We started off 1-6 and then finished 9-8 the second year, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. Like everybody's look at the team now, but bro, we went through the struggle with this shit, bro. And DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams, bro, they like they're not close to what we have now.
no,
But we
but
still was running the we
when
were still running the ball though. We
but
were still running the ball. Jamal Williams broke Barry Sanders' touchdown record, which is disrespectful. You know what
But
I
when
mean?
they,
Like
but bro,
that.
when they
So
traded
that,
for Goff,
but that's what
bro,
I'm saying.
they got a guy
No,
who
but
was in a Super Bowl.
yes, but
They
look,
got a
but
guy
look
who was
at
on
Tony.
a
Look,
hundred. Let me finish. They were got a guy who was already on a previous $100 million contract that was extended by the team who drafted him. So like, I'm sorry to you. I don't think it's fair to compare Goff and
I'm not comparing
Fields.
golf to Fields, but in 2021, he wasn't the quarterback he is in 2024 and 2025.
That's true.
Like it wasn't. And when we did have Sewell, we were running the ball with Swift, who couldn't stay healthy, and Jamal Williams. That's what we were doing. And y'all have y'all have better backs than we
Hmm.
had in 21. And that's you can't look at Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery. You got to look at Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift, bro.
All right, guys, I gotta close. Have a great day.
Thanks for letting me
Appreciate
get
you
on the
guys.
last few minutes. Great space, guys.
Yeah,
Good talk.
you
Good
got it.
talk.
I stayed open a little. Mark, thank you.
Thank you,
Got a
Pete,
got a
Jen,
Very
little,
everybody.
Good points by
yeah,
everybody.
got a little
Really good
heated,
stuff.
but we're good.
Yeah.
Mark,
Fuck you,
you know,
Thank you,
coach.
gentlemen.